Hello, hello, hello out there, Internet land. This is the next installment of Ashen Wagon Adventures, a Dark Sun Dungeons and Dragons campaign. The wagon rolls on to our dungeon master.
Greetings, weary travelers. Welcome to another adventure. Last time, all of you might remember, you fought some vampires in a basement. You guys had assaulted one of the buildings around I. We had to decide which one it was, kind of last second. We went to the one a little bit to the left. It's okay. But you guys assaulted that with the help of the Gith. They pulled the Yanti patrol. You guys moved in. Micah sort of spellbound one of the abominations that was there in front of the camp. The rest of you sort of did combat with the rest of the snake men. Aaron shot a dude while blinded about 60 feet away at a tower. He got the kill he wanted, but unfortunately was not able to see it. You guys went inside the building.
I still heard the Wilhelm scream.
You heard the Wilhelm scream. you guys went inside, kind of snuck down the stairs, tried to seal the coffins of the vampires. A very good tactic, but just didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. Battle ensued, and the 3 vampires were slain and defeated. With that, you guys had freed a pretty sizable quantity of slaves, about 70 to 80 halfling slaves that were crammed into the back of this tomb, kind of all chained and shackled, or not chained and shackled. This is Dark Sun, all tied, hands tied with rope or giant hair,
Yeah.
and led them out, kind of back into the camp. The evening sun, the kind of afternoon sun is sinking slowly off into the distance, and it's nighttime is starting to descend upon the Forbidden City. The embers of the giant tree at Point E are still kind of burning and showering the area with like burning leaves and ashes from the branches kind of falling down. So the whole valley is kind of bathed in this weird orange glow from both the giant bonfire on the tree and the sunset. When the sun starts to go down and darkness kind of starts to begin to take the valley, you off in the distance to the east all hear just these howls of anger and like just shouts of rage, as it looks like the entire eastern vampire territory is just rampaging, looking for whatever did this.
Oops.
The camp where you are in the Gift territory is very silent, very quiet, very protected. As the night kind of goes on, a little bit further on, you guys are catching up with your halfling brethren. Rune's catching up with some of the family that she thought she lost. You have a few people here, minor, but nobody you really like. None of your father, your mother.
Nobody you really care.
The chief. You went to high school with, but you don't really talk to him anymore.
Mm-hmm. One neighbor with the brat that keeps hitting balls into your yard.
Yeah, he's fine. The brat's fine. Actually, he has a new ball.
Throw that back into the...
Throw it into the vampire territory.
Here, kid. Go fucking get it.
As you crush this child's dreams, you kind of are led into like the sort of the cave entrance area. They're kind of right here near the outposts, sort of down this way. And they can show you the tunnels that they talked about. You can see that this is an ancient waterway that has sort of been eroded out. There's an underground river system that you can access. It's sort of like dark and hard to navigate, so it's about waist high for humans, but for the halflings, it's like up to your guys' necks. But there's a small embankment, like a maybe 200, 300 foot long stretch of like underground coastline along this river, and then it just kind of terminates into a downward slope into the side of into the mountain itself. So it starts kind of a bit higher than the elevation, but you guys are set up like a small camp. The survivors are able to, get some fresh water, not be bit by vampires constantly, and you can sort of see like the relief on a lot of the faces of these survivors. What do you guys do? I'll give it to you guys.
I'll kick it off because I kind of already had an idea what I want to do since last time. I'd like to spend whatever time and then give myself a proper buffer for a long rest, but I want to spend my time converting my water to holy water using that vision that I saw last during the fight.
Okay. You are able to do 1 gallon.
Okay.
So, if you'd have 4 like pint-sized like bottles of it.
Oh.
But that is a gallon of drinking water that you're converting over.
I will not go
Okay.
miss a bunch.
Especially like Gatorade bottles, they're like around 32 ounces, which is a quart. So
Yeah.
you got a bunch of holy aid.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
I'm probably talking with the people we rescued, like, where more people are, or are there more people? And
They
stuff
kind
like
of
that.
they shake their heads and they kind of remember that there's still a lot left. They say to you, they give you a quick rundown of like the schedule of what would happen. At sunup, or 6 a.m. if we're actually giving real times to these. They would wake up the prisoners, and there would be a shift change. The vampires would go to sleep in their coffins, and the Yanti would take over. From 7 a.m. to noon, they would work in the temple, digging out the temple, finding sort of bits and ruins, trying to excavate new passages into the temple of the snake god. It's been kind of like dilapidated. They're searching out for various magical items, tombs. They have converted a few of the old worshippers, like the old halfling worshippers back in the day, into wights and zombies, like ghouls, undead servants. They've also been making those swords that you see. They don't curse them, but they construct them out of the stone that they mine from the ruins, and they make arrows for the Yanti archers. From noon to 1, there's a meager meal, nothing sumptuous or nothing. It's just enough to keep the slaves going. From 1 to 7, they work again, doing that. 8 to 9 is another meager little meal. From 9 o'clock is when they do another shift change. The old slaves are coming back to the night, whatever, they go back, they shift around. From 10 to 3 a.m. they work as above, another meal at 4 a.m. and then from 4 to 6 they work again. So you guys have rescued basically the night shift. So the day shift slaves are probably coming back at this time to find an empty, ruined temple or estate that has been assaulted by you guys. That's basically the rundown he gives you. He says there's probably another 200 slaves in total, about 400 of us. Various clans. They'll probably be bringing the night shift back. The day shift back. Sorry.
What time is it right now? It
is around 6 p.m.
Okay. Is there a way I can get to almost where your cursor is, just a little further north, so I can see down that street?
Yeah.
Just kind of scout.
I'll say as you run off to do that, that's going to be your part of the scene.
Kind of realizing, oh shoot, I should go check that out right now.
Malagos.
Do we know what they're trying to do in the temple?
The halfling that I'll say you were kind of around Minor when he was questioning that. They said that they're excavating it, looking for various temple artifacts and various bits of iconography to try to make this ritual happen. They're not sure what the ritual entails, but they know that it's going to take place in the temple. There's going to be some kind of sacrifice, and they're looking for things that'll make it easy.
Do they have some sort of leader with vampires?
Yes.
It's more of a gallon.
They use the metric system. It's a leader. And his name... They say they've heard a strange guttural language, but he's been referred to as Tektu Haklan. Haklan is the man's name.
Guttural, so Haklan.
Not Coach for.
I just picture it's
Coach Ferratu.
I picture it's 30 Days a Night. It's just rocky.
Yes.
Just spit on the back
Let's
in
see
the
it.
front yard all the time.
Do you remember the names of the vampires from 30 Days of Night?
Me? No.
Just how they talked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't remember that either. I remember what's his face who played. Did he play Hulk in the Bad Hulk movie?
No, that was Eric
He
Bana.
played 40. Yeah, he had 30 Days a Night and then 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett, yeah.
You can just say Josh Hartnett.
I couldn't remember his fucking name.
No one will think you're gay.
The fact that I said that's the only part I remember about that movie.
Moving on.
Yeah.
They describe him as a tall human man, but he is still about 7 feet tall, sharpened ears, like a mouthful of fanged teeth, and just the smell of the grave on him constantly.
So it smells like shit.
Yes, he's decay, rot, earth.
You mentioned earlier the vampires were defeated, and I was thinking, I think Skip still had that Bosmer foot.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Who was here first? Struggle war here.
The halflings don't really know that. If you want to question the gift, they might know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me any kind of charisma check you'd like, whatever skill you'd like to use.
Deception.
Deception.
I don't really want to know, but
You act really uninterested, and the guy's like, no, let me tell you, it's really cool.
Persuasion. Yeah. Ooh. No,
You
that
dropped
was a
something.
13. 20.
20?
Jeremy, you're that guy in the restaurant when somebody breaks something, you're like, oh,
Oh!
I just start clapping.
yeah, you're that guy.
That's the Pokemon evolution of that other guy.
Yeah.
Classier version.
As you walk up to the gift, chieftain, to kind of question him, he says, the balance here in the valley has been very strange. The Yanti have dominated for centuries. Us Gith survive in our meager hovels and our small camps. At least we're not the poor bullywugs. They were here first. They saw the sky serpent go into the lake. They worshipped it as a god. They say that they recovered some kind of egg from that lake when the thing died or whatever, went to sleep. The Yanti took that egg, hoping to hatch it as a new god. But the bullywugs have been in their meager camp ever since, trying to defend themselves from the assaults of both the vampires and the snake folk.
Now Snafu wants to scramble it.
Do we know what happened to the egg?
Just that he just says that the Yanti took it.
Okay. So it hasn't been like decades since then, or
No, it's been. He says it's probably been about 5 years. It was about 5 years ago. But the vampires hadn't shown up in the valley for like about a year. So that light bulb is just gonna be it's twitchy.
Oh, we stream on Twitch.
So,
Anyway.
Yeah, the slow clap.
well, they're not going to pay you anymore, Jared. After that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bud.
Damn. Wait, I was getting paid.
I guess I'll ask the leader, does he think there's any strategic advantage in helping the bullywug?
He says that maybe not. They're not powerful warriors, but they do possess water priests that are proficient healers. They have like very powerful. I don't say very powerful, but they have consistent healing magics. That's why they're able to survive for so long. Is they have good defense, but not good offense.
Their meager warriors just keep running in repetitively,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Their healers
they drag it back. They heal them up and they
just have
send
to
them
have them
back
on
in.
ropes, and then once they fall, just pull back. All right, heal them up.
Literal meat shields.
I picture they're just like mini frogs, like with
What
strings
are
on them, and they just hop in. They're just like, all right, come on.
Bullywugs are about I'd say dwarf-sized frogmen. You kind of know the goblins from the Hobbit, the Rankin Bass Hobbit. They look kind of froggy. They look like that, just a little bit more froggish. Like that big, undermouth,
Like the sack.
Yeah, sack.
Yeah.
And then little shoulders, kind of not super long arms, but
Now, for a reference, John only get. I thought bullywugs is where a kid could beat a kid.
yes, a kid. Yeah. So it's also a bar somewhere for realms.
They worshipped a serpent thing, and the Yanti took the egg.
The chieftain said that the bullywugs saw the sky serpent that this temple is named after when it was defeated by the halfling hero Chico Maktak, fall into the lake, and they worshipped it like a fallen god. And then after that, they recovered an egg from the corpse of that creature, and that was like their grand treasure. But now that the Yanti saw that they had this egg about 5 years ago, they took it away from the bullywugs and now keeping it somewhere in their territory. But yeah, that's about all he says about the bullywug. Is we don't have much chance to commune with them, seeing as how the snake folk keep us separated. But an alliance with them would be quite beneficial.
Are they intelligent enough to form an alliance? Possibly.
They are crude, but they are intelligent.
But they got the tube.
We got some of that too, so I think we'll go along all right.
We have the river, but the Yanti also take all the fresh water from the lake as their main water source. So that is the other thing that Bullywugs are kind of in control of, is the biggest freshwater supply here in the valley.
Okay. That's basically what I've been doing, is just kind of researching that possible scenario.
How about you, Jesse? What would you like to do? You heard the kind of the spiel here of like the brief history. You want me to come back to you? Okay. You see Kiliani looking off into the distance. You know something's happening.
I can just imagine, like, as
Yeah,
soon as
that bullywug lore's got the geese.
yeah, I was just saying,
Okay.
as soon as Kiliani heard that there's water priests, he's like,
Rock
Door opens.
I really don't have an idea of what I want to do because I have no context of what I should.
Okay. Well,
you came back from setting a fire.
Burning-
That
I'll tell you what you did last session
Yeah.
because I kind of controlled
Good
your
call.
character. As a distraction, you made your way to E, the large tree that hung over the majority of the valley. You snuck through a lot of the Yanti territory. I will say, give me a perception test. We'll see what Rocknar witnessed on his journey.
You witnessed some shit.
I've seen.
Is that a Blade Runner reference?
Yes.
Gunships
14.
burning off the coast of Orion's belts. What was that?
14.
14. As you're walking through, you notice that as you're walking past H, the ruined palace, that it had a very dedicated guard. So something important is like taking up residence at H. So that is a very important figure. As you worked your way past H into the more neutral area, you made your way up to the tree, and using your axe, or your hammer, were able to carve a large rune of like sort of the giant fire rune, and apply some oil to it, and then just smack it with a hammer, and the whole tree would whoosh, and the bat along with it. You were able to hide from the bat relatively easily, kind of like as it was flying around, like on fire.
Higher priorities
Yeah.
in that moment.
You made your way back through the area, noting that a lot of the patrols you were passing, they were more or less coming from H, and G had kind of remained silent. This was during the day, so you're kind of like, okay, well, H and the snakes are a little bit more aware during the day, and maybe at G it's more of a night type of thing. I don't know. You saw like a tree kind of city, small for like small creatures, but you saw like a settlement up in the trees, kind of like an Ewok village sort of settlement. As you as you snuck past, you were able to catch like the last bit of the fleeing heroes along with like the rescued halflings. But other than that, you lit the tree on fire, and you saw that H is like a big hub for the Yanti.
And we haven't conversed with any snake people yet.
No, you guys had fought the snake people to free the halfling slaves from the
That was right
the
over.
palace.
Just left of I.
yeah this area right here.
Yeah, we really don't have anything.
You're a little you still have a lot of unknown unknowns kind of between like what the vampire situation is and what the Yanti situation is. But they're obviously working together. They are working together to dominate this valley.
dominate. They haven't reached godlike yet.
Holy shit.
I think it would be kind of
No,
fun
it's a killing spree.
to it's gonna sound murder hobo-y. I want to murder a bunch of vampires and make it look like snake people did it. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Start a
Yeah.
war in between the two of them.
Yeah, that'd be, that was definitely a thing that you could attempt to do.
Are
I like Ragnar's idea.
are the UNT, are they like friendly to outsiders, or are they
No,
like
no.
if I come propositioning like a business idea?
You saw them taking slaves, like a lot of them. So you assume that they're, if you're not a snake folk, you were in a cage somewhere doing work for them.
Okay.
So
Now, if you were able to dress yourself up somehow like a vampire, but good luck.
I think it would be easier to get the snake people to attack the vampires than the other way around.
I know.
do we want to come back to Kiliani now?
This Jesse. See, we were talking about this, Jesse. My ideas may not always be good, but they're an idea that you can snowball off.
You can build off of it. That's correct.
Turn that little snowball into a snowman
Okay,
or
well,
woman
Or pissing it.
with the boobas.
okay, we'll follow
Or snow
along.
moon.
So H is the ruined palace,
Yes.
and he noticed that place was the most heavily guarded.
Yes.
Okay, and it's a good distance away from the village, where probably most of them would be inhabiting.
The G. Yeah.
Okay, so it stands to reason that H in the palace is where they're keeping that egg.
Give me an insight.
And Jesse, further on down the road, if I were able to cause enough chaos to have like a full on war, I would be trying to sneak into the temple too. That's ultimately where my
Just don't forget there's a lot of halfling prisoners we need to release too.
That's true.
Inside is a 9, so that's a 19.
You are fairly certain that a heavily defended Deonti area is probably where they would take a giant jade egg.
Okay. I'm gonna piggyback off your idea.
Don't squish it.
We go in.
guns blazing.
So then I
What are
started
guns?
blasting.
That's when I start shooting.
We go in stealthily. Find and
That's a word I don't like.
find and acquire the egg. Leave a couple vampire corpses.
Just sprinkle some ash around.
I was gonna say Ash.
Ooh.
And then move.
Oh god.
You follow?
No.
Then
No.
move
Can
the
we
egg
make-
that exciting.
into
Can
the
we-
vampire
Can we
territory.
make a replica jade egg and use that somehow to think that the vampire stole it from the UNT?
That's what I was going for.
Oh,
but
are
I'm
you?
saying,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
saying take
okay.
a literal
It
egg
would-
and
I'm
move
just
it into the
like,
vampire.
would-
we're walking down the same path. I'm just like 2 steps ahead of you, and we're yelling back and forth at each other.
It would depend on how big the egg is.
I can't imagine the UNT are smart. and if they're snake people, depending on if they're vipers, their color eyesight probably isn't that great. So we probably have to make that good of a replica.
Our vision is based on motion.
This vision is based on heat.
At doing that, at one point, one of the groups is going to go to the other and be like, "Hey, you lose this egg," or "Hey, why?
Hey, asshole! Where's our
Why,
egg?
why are there
You've seen
two
our
eggs all
egg.
of a sudden?"
It's big,
We'd
green.
have to steal. We'd have to steal.
Says
one
he's
from the
already
snakes.
got one.
I'm saying steal the
Like I
one.
said, we're on the same path. I'm just thinking, I'm like a step ahead
Why
of you.
not just give them the actual egg while they have it?
Because we want the egg, don't we? Don't we want the egg?
Yeah, we want them to
It
kill
sounds
each
like a
other
nice
for
thing
it.
to have.
Yeah.
We want the egg.
I'm sure.
We
if-
don't want them to have it, regardless.
Right.
We take the real egg from them, give the real egg to the vampires somewhere in their territory during the day.
We could just.
The corpse.
We could just put the other jade egg in the vampires and say, no, the UNT, that's the fake one. The vampires fucking punked you, dude. They've been pulling the wool. They've been pulling the wool.
They
over
would
your
figure
eyes.
that out by seeing a missing egg and a bunch of vampire uniforms or corpses around.
This argument is happening in character, and everyone is looking.
Yeah, no. There are no crossed fingers.
Except for
Then
Snafu,
the
who's already
Yanti
run off
will
to do
figure
some
out
scouting, so.
that the vampires have backstabbed them or something, so then they're gonna go front stab them in the heart. Because that's how you kill vampires.
I mean, I could reach the heart. From
There's murmurs in the crowd. That's how you kill vampires.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
And then, me and my, after they've diminished their numbers, killing each other over a ruse,
The MacGuffin.
We're gonna make.
me and my people come in, and what are those people? Gith?
The gift, yeah.
And probably the Gith too, and maybe the slaves will come in
Yeah, maybe.
and liberate the egg and give it to
Okay.
the bullywugs, and then they will start worshiping Al Hydra. I mean, what?
I mean, they'll thank us and pay us.
I said
for
the
our
quiet part out loud.
services.
So with fabricate, it says that
We're not doing his
Convert.
idea.
I'm
It's a plan B, Jesse.
We're not
gotta have
Why
a
are we not
contingency.
taking the egg?
We are taking the egg. I'm not
Yes.
doing this fake rabbit bullshit.
Why not?
It'd be funny. It's gonna cause even more chaos than they have.
Right, you know how hard it's going to be that we're going to have to literally kill everybody to get the egg. So at that point, what war are you starting if we have to kill one half of the war?
Because we go in stealthily.
We
Take
can't
the egg.
take a giant egg.
John, how big is the egg?
You don't know.
Right. I'm assuming.
How
so
big
we're
does
gonna
the-
have to be
okay,
Jesse's regardless.
here's an
because
angle,
we're gonna
here's
need
an angle.
how
How big
big
does
it is.
their lore make it sound? How big was this serpent?
Okay.
It was like the size of the lake.
We're gonna
It's
make
at the
some-
It's
bottom.
like the dragon from Dragon Ball Z. That's how
Yes,
big the
it's
sky
like
serpent
Shenron.
is.
We're gonna make an egg the size of a fucking house, and they're like, no, it's like the size of
So
a
I'm
chicken
saying
egg.
the egg itself has to at least be like half of a human in size.
So
You can't just be like whoop and just like
the
not take
stealthiest
it.
person you have is Snafu, and what's he probably gonna do with that egg?
Eat it.
Nothing. He
Scramble
couldn't-
it.
He couldn't pick it
So
up.
I circle
It's
back
Jade,
to
though.
my murder and make it
Isn't
look
it?
like snake people did it.
We would
Okay.
still be
Is
doing
this a
that.
gem
Anyway,
or
That was
actual
never
eggs?
going to happen.
I was asking you.
Okay. Yes,
Yes,
Micah.
You can fabricate
We could be having this
raw
conversation.
materials for it, and the example they give is like you could make a wooden bridge from just trees.
Okay.
So
Yes, that's how you make wooden bridges.
what would you
That's
make?
where wood comes from.
Wait, what?
Because it says you can also do minerals.
Okay.
So what is an egg shell technically made of? Is that calcium?
Yes.
So
That is a mineral.
But
yes.
here's my question: is it literally a green egg, or is it actually jade, like the precious?
John's gonna say it. John's gonna say it.
Wait,
We
yeah,
don't know.
and
We
we don't know.
Right.
This is
I
a
was gonna
character question.
Right. I was gonna say everybody keeps lending in here. I just need to know if I can see something and make it look like an egg.
Oh, I see. I thought it
Oh.
actually mattered what material it was made.
No.
Okay,
I
that's
could
why
make
I
it
chimed
into
in.
jade.
It's
No,
a
but I could
bending
make
of the
it look
spell.
like
Okay.
it.
I will say if you invest some PSPs into it,
Yeah.
I'll say that you
Yeah.
could make a calcium orb that is egg shaped.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And I mean, granted, it does matter how big it is, but if I have enough materials, I can make it at least. Let's see. Up to no larger than a medium.
Okay.
So it could just be one. However big that is, as long as it's not
The
like,
chieftain is gonna do a history check.
Let me see
he's
how
he's
good
kind of
I
walked
remember.
over. He's been scratching his gith brow. He's been thinking. He got an 18 on his history check with a +1, so he got a 19. And he says to you, all of you, I have never seen the egg in person. I've only heard through our lore that it took 3 bullywugs to carry it from the bottom of the lake. It was about the size of a man. It was green and translucent as jade, but I'm not sure if it was actually jade. What was the fourth thing?
That sounds a lot more doable.
There was a fourth thing I remembered,
Make it sound
but
like
now
the
I
size
forgot
of
it
a
again.
house.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm saying it's the size of a person.
You're gonna make
Yeah.
me carry.
How are you going to conceal a person in and then out?
We take
Room
it
service.
at night from them, and during the day, we drop it off.
I'm assuming it's constantly guarded.
Right.
If it's this important, they're gonna have guards 24/7. They're not gonna be like, all right,
I was
sun's
gonna say
going down.
John
You'll
said
be saying,
that
"Lock the
Jeremy
door."
saw it was heavily guarded.
The palace itself was heavily guarded.
Right.
They don't
That's
turn-
why we assumed it was in there.
they're not gonna.
Different idea. Same concept.
Okay.
Still kill a few vampires.
Vampire killing has not left the table.
They're not people.
They're not people.
Where
They used to be.
They're unpeople.
They're unpeople, exactly.
They're unpeople.
wear their uniforms
This people have ceased to be.
and assault the palace blatantly
Person.
as if we were trying to
You're gonna
steal the egg.
you're gonna Boston Tea Party this.
Can I point out that dressing up as an enemy in wartime is a war crime?
Is it war crime?
Can I point this out?
Yeah, your medal's in the mail.
I'm just saying, this isn't the first time we've committed war crimes.
It'll be the
this
second.
is the wild sands of Amethyst. There's no Hague Council to try us.
Point
We
out
are the
Geneva
law.
on the map.
So, question: does it have to be a jade egg, or could it be like more of an auburn? That would be the Palace of Auburn Shells.
You don't have to make that pun. You're not even here.
Yeah. Pun
John.
revoked.
Pun revoked. So as you're all doing this, having this deep conversation,
Meeting of the minds.
It's wide. It's not deep. It's shallow.
we pan the camera out. Argument's
looks
still
deep,
going.
but-
We cut to 2 feet running along the trail and zoom out to see Snafu running up to the battlement, getting as high as he can up on the gift battlement. What are you looking for?
If the slaves are being brought in,
Give me a perception.
okay.
It is night. Do you have any sort of night vision or anything like that?
Hell no.
It's going to be a disadvantage.
I can always sneak in closer.
You can?
That's a 13 and 11. So the 11, that's still a 23.
Alright. With a 23, I'll say you see a series of firelights leading from that lane kind of close to the circle, and they you lose them as they go into another lane, like another alley, but you see a line of about 200 more slaves being led through the streets. And about every 10-foot interval is a couple set of torches. But the thing that kind of gives it away is the red glowing eyes of the people holding those torches. So you see another group of people being led from the temple to that location.
The
you
red
just
eyes are
assaulted.
clearly vampire then, right?
They look just like the ones you fought in the
Okay.
basement.
They're being led into
That area that you just assaulted.
just assaulted. Okay, so they don't know yet. Is there a way I can get a little closer or a better angle?
You got feet.
Right. Like maybe
Got a wing glide
head.
too.
Right? You have that backpack that turns into
Yep. I was like, it sounds familiar, but I can't picture. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That building to like the southeast.
Like this.
Yeah, if I can maybe
Right
get to
here?
there. Not that one. That one right there. That
Okay.
building. If I can get to there, maybe somehow, so I have a little better angle.
Give me a perception test again, but this one is not a disadvantage because you're close to where you are this time.
It's actually a worse roll though. Just a dirty 20.
You find the top of like a very large spire of one of the freestanding buildings from that still kind of survived. It's about 60 feet up. You can amble up there, and then you jump, and then you realize, kind of gliding with your feather fall, you could maybe make it to that other roof.
Let's.
What a 5-foot radius be?
Every adjacent square.
Okay. So that's 9 squares.
You know what though? I can only use that glide though once a day, right? Although it is nighttime, so
It is
it's probably
nighttime.
gonna rest soon. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, alright, I'll try it.
Okay.
Out there and try and glide over.
Adjusting my volume, trying to get the right level here.
Yeah, I'm bumping them up on purpose.
Okay. You amble up, climbing up to that tall spire. You kind of flex your back muscles, and the strange organism that's buried in your spinal cord kind of tightens, getting ready to deploy itself. And you just take that leap. Give me an acrobatics.
Just straight acrobatics.
Yep.
That's a 9.
You kind of flub the jump. It is not as graceful as your usual work.
It's dark. I missed that there was like maybe a crack in the
Yeah.
the building or something.
There goes your mother's back.
As you fall, you kind of fall. You wanted to go horizontal, but you just kind of go downward. You make it, I'll say, to the street level, like in front of the building that you wanted to land on. So you just do it like you tuck into a roll, silently, down on the street level, and like about 100 yards ahead of you, you see that group of torches coming your way.
Well, I still got plenty of insect parts, so I'm gonna down a spider cake
Okay.
and climb up this building.
All right. You pop the bitter cake in your mouth, chew it, granules of spider and
Tastiness.
bits of
Egg.
egg go down, and you feel your hands kind of get sticky and slimy. Not too slimy, but are slimy enough to stick to surfaces. And you are now spidered up.
I'll start scaling that building.
All right. You just climb right up, get your perch, and what are you looking for at this side of on the side of the building?
I'm just trying to get a better angle at that building that we just liberated.
Okay,
so to speak, to see what happens when they lead those in there. If
Okay.
they're gonna pull them back out, or just be like, oh well, we'll just leave them in there.
About 10 minutes goes by. They get to that building. You hear shouts. You hear like raised voices. You see them still leading the slaves into the building.
What did we do with the lock?
Kept it.
We did. Okay.
Yeah. As they lead them into the building, do you want to try to hear what they're saying, or do you want to just see what they do?
I can try it, maybe hear what they're saying,
Okay.
but
Perception disadvantage.
yeah. That's a 12 and a 15, so 24.
You're able to hear a few key phrases. Hakan, I believe is the man's name. The chieftain, yep, Haklan, the large vampire. They bring his name up a lot. They also say the word butthole, just a lot. Butthole. They say the word like not sanctuary, but safety, like something along those lines. You're not able to quite make it out. Like same thing, like we need to get these people in a safe space, because this is obviously not safe. This got raided. Secure, yeah, secure is a good. So as they lead them in, you can see more vampires kind of like coming. So it looks like they're gonna keep them in here for right now, but they're gonna have more vampires guarding this place than they did before. But you know that they can't lock them in that room because you have that lock. I don't get what we're gonna do. And that spooks you. And right on your shoulder, rune.
Oh, okay.
Bullcock.
What'd she say?
I don't know what we're gonna do.
There's a way we could draw some of these vampires out.
Well, they're looking at whoever burned down their tree. I don't know. Maybe start some more fires?
Did I hear any of the conversation as I was leaving with Jeremy and
The plan? I'll say...
at least what I was wondering is like if they wanted to like pit them against each other, the Yuanti had their own sets of arrows, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way we could, just a thought like maybe if we could procure some of their arrows?
The guy said that the slaves make Yanti arrows. So, you even have the people who made their arrows in your camp now.
Okay. I can stay here if you want to let everyone else know what's going on. Or at least let Malagas. I know he can talk to me at range.
Okay. Do you think we're gonna try to get these guys out tonight?
I don't know. That's kind of why I kind of want to see what their thoughts are, but I don't want to leave this unwatched or
Okay.
Did you come up to the building, by the way?
She sort of like looks, and you see like crawling on the side of the building is Stinger, like the giant wasp.
Oh, okay.
He just kind of looks to that.
I just wanted to like check. Was there anybody inside this building? Should I worry about something coming up from behind? But
no,
I can find
fly
a safe
back.
spot to hide though. All right. Yeah, I can stay here, keep watch.
Okay. She climbs over, gets in the saddle, like kicks it in the ribs, and then you hear the of the wings as they beat really fast and flies off.
Okay. And I'll just kind of keep watch for now.
Okay.
And see what.
Nothing seems to change. About 20, 30, 40 minutes go by, nothing changes.
Okay.
As you guys are having your conversation, Rune kind of like runs up, through roots crunching through the gravel. Tells you Snafu went back to look. They took the other parts of the slaves back to the building, and they're going to double up the vampires to guard them there again. But they might be moving them. He said they're going to try to look for a secure place, a safe place, somewhere there. So he's not sure what the movement's going to be tonight. But Malagas, he wanted to at least have me tell you so you could get into contact with him.
Let me actually check this.
So we build a giant wooden snake.
An even bigger egg.
And we build 6 eggs.
Yeah, it's like the barrels.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, they put barrels over them and do the egg.
And Ragnar, Kiliani and I will jump out.
Oh, snake.
Completely on.
Who jumps out? Ragnar,
Ragnar, Kiliani,
and I.
and I. Yeah.
Did you see that they're making an official role-playing game?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's called Monty Python's, what is it? Something like Curricular Mathematical Fantasy Simulator. Something like that. But yeah, I think it's a Holy Grail role-playing game.
Talking with my cousin Jolie, and I'm not surprised. I just never heard of one. But she's up north. They're playing a Star Trek tabletop RPG right now.
It's probably the Modiphius or whatever they make
It's her
it
first
for.
RPG.
Yeah.
I was trying to ask her.
Play more RPGs, not just D&D.
For personal growth.
Working on a werewolf thing. It works.
Cyberpunk, werewolf,
Wenwolf.
Wenwolf,
Oh.
Fate. Other RPGs out there.
D&D is good though.
D&D's good. I love D&D.
Yes.
Still, so many other characters I want to play. Classes I need to try.
Just chasing that carrot.
Right.
Well, I've settled on 5th, so unless one D&D trumps everything, and I don't think it will, I've settled on 5th.
That was a nice balance.
5th is nice.
So where is he right now on the map?
Where my cursor is. I'll. You know what I'll do? You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do?
spawn his dude. I'm gonna put him on the map where he is. How about that? It's right there.
Damn. That's a good camo, too, for blending in.
Still.
So what are you gonna do? And I can picture is Kelso when he retired, and he's just sitting there listening to all the gossip. And Elliot was pissed about something. Everyone else storms off, and it's just Elliot sitting there, and Dr. Kelso just a table over goes, "Bitches, what are you gonna do?" Just hearing the old guy saying it that way. Bitches, huh? What are you gonna do?
Well, you're kind of. Excuse me. Alright. As you're kind of just waiting there, kind of mulling this over, the rest of you notice that the kids are kind of starting to bed down for the night. the chieftain says, "We're gonna take our place here." You can hear the Batfolk raging outside, because you can even hear like
Right.
riotous breaking of shit like in the
I
streets.
mean, I can hide, so
Yeah.
find a nice, secure spot.
But they said we're gonna lay low tonight. We're not gonna light any fires outside, because if the Batfolk think we did this, they are gonna descend on us like we have no chance if like the whole the vampire folk just roll over our walls. So we're gonna just be quiet for tonight. And he leads the GIF kind of back to their areas. What do the rest of you do?
I think me and Jesse are just going to continue working on our master plan to start a gang war.
Okay.
I'll take the shape of her mount, the wasp or whatever, and
Okay.
I'll kind of patrol around the immediate area.
Okay.
Maybe spreading a little bit further and further. Stuff seems safe.
What are you looking for?
First off, first thing I like to look for too is maybe like a reliquary, or maybe where they might take treasure, or where treasure could be found. Nothing too specific right now, just kind of back in my mind, like, oh, maybe we'll check that out when we're done.
Okay.
Through here. I'm not gonna go pilfer it right now or nothing, but and secondary, kind of keep an eye out for just in general troop movement. Maybe look for hostages in particular and see
Okay.
where they might be stowing them.
Give me a perception test.
Okay. A 12 with a 10 kicker, 22.
You are able to discover that the majority of the vampires have made N their primary crypt.
Majority of
you
the
see,
vampires
Are you saying
and I'm not even lying here,
snake oil?
you see 60 vampires congregating around N, like punching holes in walls, like they do drag a couple slaves out and just like rip them to shreds in the streets.
to shreds.
Just enraged. You also see the bat like charred, like limping toward a large vampire, 7 foot tall, bald, pointed ears. He's kind of stroking the bat's fur, while the other vampires kind of like rage around him. So far as seeing any sort of reliquary, you're not able to look inside, but you do notice that like the primary resting spot for at least a lot of these vampires is a large, like a plaza type building. It used to probably be like an internal, like a large marketplace.
Okay.
Has been converted into a crypt of sorts.
Okay.
And it takes up that whole, like, it's a 300-foot long, like, sort of roofed. It's got, like, the columns along all the sides and the insides. Like, there's been, like, foliage and cloth wrapped around the outsides to keep out the sun. But, you know, there's a large, stable roof, stones holding up the outside. And you're not sure what's going on inside, but you see a lot of vampires congregating around there.
Okay. You said how big was this bat that they were? The one was.
Size of like a small plane, about 40 feet long.
Oh, okay. It's huge. Okay.
Yeah, it would be comparable in size to when you saw Malagas's dad. Like you saw a dragon,
Okay.
comparable in size to him.
Okay. So pretty big, but not as big as the baddie that we just lit up.
What baddie that you just lit up? What?
Well, Ragnar lit up. When
That's
he
the
burned
bat
the tree
he's
down.
talking about.
That's the bat.
Oh, that's
yeah,
the same
that's
one.
The bat,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it like burned up, running into the
Well, it was on fire, but it flew like
Oh, okay.
out of that area.
So okay.
It's still alive.
Can
It's
confirm
moving.
it's still there, but it's
It ain't happy.
Yeah, I want to incorporate that into my plan. I just discussed it with Jeremy.
Okay.
I signed off on its absurdity.
It's getting late. You notice that a lot of the vampires are sticking around to their territory. You also notice that the Yanti are also sticking out of the vampire territory. So nobody's going into that pink zone.
So what we do is we get a big piece of chalk and we redraw the lines so they're overlapping.
Okay, I'll try to make my way back then if it's getting,
It's
late.
relatively easy for you. You're a lone
Okay.
wasp in a large city, so yeah, that's what you're able to observe.
Okay.
Single white female.
Malagas, while he's out and about doing that, what would you like to do with the miner situation?
It's right there.
In the fictional miner situation.
In the snafu.
The snafu.
Not the occupation as of miner.
Yes. Gatherer of minerals.
Well, there's no
Shiny
guarantee
rocks.
there. Right?
Minor
It's just the vampires.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they doubled up.
From what he's saying, yeah, do you want to establish that mental link with him? You were able to relay kind of like live. 15 vampires have now taken up residence there. So you fought 3, now there's 15 there.
Right. And I'm not looking to fight them all. I'm just, letting you guys know. I don't know if you got some sort of plan in the works. I just had to move because it was about time for the prisoner shift change, so I wanted to check on how things are going to go with that. So I don't know what's being discussed back there, if we want to try anything with this, or if I should just work my way back.
I don't know what is being discussed.
Do you want to hear the updated plan?
I have a
I'm going to
question.
tell you the updated plan.
What's your stupid question?
Hey, shut up. What are the vampires eating?
Blood.
Who are the vampires eating?
Anybody.
They've been sampling on the halfling
I was
prisoners
gonna
that they
say,
have.
So, did we steal all of the halflings or just some of them?
Some of them.
About
All right.
70 out of the 400.
So we have a pretty good bargaining chip right now. The vampires' food.
I mean, they are.
Let's put a pin in this.
What if we, instead of
What's
fucking off with the egg,
Rune have to say about that?
What do you have to say?
I'm not there.
they're not halflings, they're called bait.
Put a
You
pin
see where
in
I'm going
this.
with it though,
I
right?
see where you're going. Let's put a pin in it.
Jeremy.
We're zagging and you're trying
Halflings
to
are friends, not food.
I'm not eating them.
No. I've updated the plan to where we can incorporate halflings.
Vampire pipe.
Okay.
Boo-ha.
You're all halflings to me, but
Yeah, we get it.
they're quarterlings.
Quarterlings. Okay,
Okay.
The plan is updated.
Call
Okay.
them all quarters.
Okay. We don't steal the egg, so that makes you happy.
You already created one.
I didn't make shit.
Oh, you didn't make it?
We don't steal the egg. What I want you to do is fabricate a number of vampire-like uniforms, because I'm assuming they all dress pretty similarly.
Yeah, they have like a.
Spoiler: they wear
Yeah.
black.
They have like a headdress that
Yeah.
looks like a bat. You could make them.
I want you to make some of those. Then us wearing them, we attack the palace and kill a few snake men and retreat. But we have a number of halflings with us that poses like they were going to be the workforce to carry the egg. And part 2, we may have to split into 2 groups.
Oh boy.
Oh, God, here we go.
Alright, gang.
I'm
I'll
assuming.
only do it for some Scooby snacks.
I'm assuming when Jeremy burned down that tree, he used some sort of accelerant.
Yeah, he applied
oil.
oil. He applied oil. Yes.
So it would require a large amount, correct?
Kinda. He did it in a way that he could make the symbol out of it.
How dare you assume I was clumsy in a net?
My point is, if someone was going to pull off a task like that, they would want it in bulk. So, we start a couple fires in the vampire area, and in the Auntie's side, we just plant shit tons of oil and fire making it. So then they think they were the ones that tried to burn down the tree.
Do you
and
have
kill
oil
the bat.
with you?
I'm assuming the gift do, and
You
we
could
can just
ask.
get it from them.
I mean, my axe does fire damage. If we just need to make fire.
No, we
He's
need
saying
the
to speed
evidence
it
though.
up, yeah.
We need to plant the evidence, and then with both of these things going on, both sides are angry enough to the point where they would just attack the other without stopping to ask questions. Like, hey, did you just try to take her egg? Or hey, did you try to burn down that tree? Or it's like,
You get something again that can like you had it in Ravenloft too, where you
There's a scroll.
Prestidigitation.
The alchemist chug.
yeah.
Oh no, I don't have one of those.
I thought somebody got one, but
You had a thing though, Jared.
I mean, I played a character that did that exclusively a couple campaigns ago. Peretta speaks up and offers, well, it's not exactly oil, but she produces a few vials of the holy water. If we planted them on some of their units and they were to be discovered, that's would obviously be sabotage to the vampires.
if they could tell it was holy water.
It doesn't glow blue or anything. It just looks like.
Oh, it just looks like clean water?
Yeah.
Okay. We'd have to make the implication ourselves then.
You know,
maybe.
I feel like that.
Implication.
I feel like that would just take extra steps that are unnecessary. I'd rather just hold it on to it and use defensively.
Okay.
For us,
As you rip through the supplies of the GIF, who are a little pissed,
we can ask the
high
gift.
or low.
I'll
We're
talk
going
to the gift.
expand their territory.
They're seeing if they even have it.
Okay.
High or low.
Low, because we have to be really low to do this.
They have 2 barrels.
Molotovs.
Yeah, we can use Molotovs to start fires that get them pissed off to start it, wondering why are Yanti starting these fires.
Yeah. Gang.
No Molotovs.
It's
are
like-
involved.
It's like you're listening to me, but you're only absorbing about
so what we'll do-
25% of what I'm saying.
We'll build an empire of Molotovs.
you just have to accept the madness. So I'm gonna add to this plan too.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
we need evidence to leave behind. We're gonna have Molotovs, right? Quick, easy, convenient way to start a fire from range, right?
Yeah, and then on the
Rap
other
team
side,
Glider and firebomb.
we have
No,
a bunch
no.
of supplies to
No,
make
no.
it look
Hold
like
on,
they're
hold on.
making
we got the fires established.
Yes.
One more thing we gotta do, because we're dressing up as bat people and attacking them and saying we're coming for that egg and then run away.
Yeah.
Barney, my
The
pebbles!
third thing we have to do, we have to kill some vampires first because we need their teeth, and then we'll leave those at the scene of the crime. That way they
Wait,
know.
do
the
vampires shed
vampires
teeth like
attacked.
fucking sharks or something?
You've seen remains of skulls in the ashes. They don't all like totally turn to ash. There's remains in there.
Honestly, I was just being idiotic to add to the chaos of this fucking crumbling snowball.
It's more fun to be kooky.
I'll be honest.
But you guys thought I was being serious, though. I was trying to be kooky.
I'll be honest.
It made
Anything
enough
flies in
sense.
this room.
I had that idea like 20 minutes ago. I just didn't say it out loud because I didn't wonder what sense it would make. I thought it'd just be easier
I think
to
it
do the
makes no sense
uniform
because I would
thing.
imagine that it
Exactly.
would just be, or we could just get a bunch of fucking ashes and sprinkle them around like this. It's a vampire corpse.
Anybody at the table, give me an insight check. Anybody at the table.
A slight breeze
I
might
got
foil
a
that.
22.
I didn't get that high.
22. You do know that there is one item that the vampires exclusively have that will tie them to anything.
Oh, it's their weapons.
They're
isn't it?
fucking swords.
Oh.
They are the only ones in the valley that use those cursed wooden swords.
Brr.
The cursed sword.
Well,
Well,
you did say
how-
vampires were holding.
And
Well,
you do
did
have
say
3 of
that.
them currently at your disposal.
Yes, but also with like the oil, I want their 2 barrels. Purchase them or,
They will get, yes, trade them for you.
or
yes.
trade them
They're
for
afraid of
rock and
hearing
mud.
how
They'll
Whatever-
take.
whatever they
They'll
want.
take. How many gallons is in a barrel?
After hearing what we've been talking about, they're terrified to get on our bad side. Don't give us the
Give the outsiders whatever they want.
Are we really siding with the correct people here? They sound like psychopaths.
Do they have just
They
like?
freed us from the Pale King, but now we are their slaves.
Do they? What I was gonna.
Replace one terror for
Oh.
another.
They want 80 gallons of water.
We can do that.
Okay.
There's a whole lake right there.
They have 40. A barrel holds up to 40 gallons. They want 40 for 80 gallons of oil. They want 80 gallons of drinking water.
That's fine. There's a whole lake right there.
Well, fuck. No, they have an underground river water source. Ah, fuck. What do they want?
Stray cheese.
Oh man,
Let me think.
Do they
That's
want
gonna be hard.
salvation? I can give them that.
No, they just got that actually the other day.
Funny story.
Let's see.
God, let's see.
Some guy showed up, knocked on our door, and wanted to ask us about the good news.
Well, I want the barrels that they keep the oil in. Do they have empty ones? Because I could take those too.
They have barrels, yeah. They have barrels just laying around. They're crude, but they're barrels.
Yeah, I just need.
You know what?
empty
They're not
to
barrels.
act as
They're
barrels.
clay. Because wood and metal make a barrel. Metal's kind of scarce. They're clay pots. They're giant clay
I
pots.
thought you were good. I thought you were talking about the gift. Like, yeah, I mean they're crude, but they have barrels.
They have
Like, as
containers.
people.
They have containers.
I just need like.
Cup your hands to drink the water.
I just need like several like empty ones just to
Yeah.
pose as evidence, and like one or two of with actual oil to sell the whole picture.
Yeah, that's what, they have enough of. Yes, they have that.
Okay.
Okay, no, they want 20. They see the halfling eating these sumptuous meals, and they hear the halflings talking about all these meals that they eat, and they want 20 pounds of food.
Make it happen.
Deal.
Make it happen.
Is he communicating all this to me? I don't know how this actually works. Do you have to like actually tell me what's going on, or is it like an open comm?
No, I mean basically, but this says we share images, senses, and we can talk. So I mean, between all of that, I treat it like it's a live feed if
Yeah.
I want it.
I
to
can
be.
sense every eye roll.
Yep. You can see what the back of my skull.
You got like an English and like a British narrative, like Melagos rolls his eyes.
I'll sweeten the pot. If they help us fight, if it comes down to that, I'll let them have our halfling for a day so he can teach them how to make this shit.
Just pimp it out, liner.
calling your meal shit.
I mean, they just want the food, man.
Teach a man to fish.
He
We didn't
says,
say nothing about making food.
like, we're not going to raid the palace. Like I said, like, if the vampires decide, or, like, the Yanti decide that we're involved in this, like, we're fucked as a people. Like, we are, there's, like, that is two factions against one of us. And we're strong, and, like, they're agile, but, like, they are not, like, you know that, like, dudes, these guys fighting vampires, they don't have any holy magic. They probably don't have any, like, lots of sources of holy water. Like, whatever they're gonna do,
We say we're the right people?
Okay.
you know.
I want to point out, I'm assuming they have a map.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to point out to the map where we came in.
Yeah.
And just show them that, like, I have a small army of troops waiting there for us. Your people will be fine.
Okay.
Where we fought the spiders.
So you want to bring your troops into this? Okay.
I mean, at some point,
Okay.
we gotta make it. It's a numbers game. We're outnumbered and outgunned. The whole point of getting them to
If
fight
you-
each other
okay.
is to diminish them.
He will like. Well, how, like, what battle
you,
do you want them to
like,
help in? Just like what fight?
If we can pull
I already
off,
said we should ally ourselves with the bullywugs. I don't know why none of this plan involves it, but maybe it's getting saved for the final push.
Yeah, alright.
We're not against the Bullywug. They're on the other side of the city. We already can't walk there
we're
through.
doing all this for the bullywugs.
Oh, you're doing this for the kid.
I thought you were doing this for all high.
for you.
But the whole point of getting them to fight each other is to diminish their numbers. At some point, either one will win or they'll figure out that they've been. But they'll
Yeah.
both be diminished enough that
John,
we
you-
could swoop in and finish them off.
You said these two factions control the majority of the city, and my brain latched onto that fucking idea, and I'm like, not for long.
Okay.
That's why I'm like hyper fixated on it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. One step at a time. He says if your men will provide us like protection if in the battle, like we'll help. Like we'll be like a rear guard for us. But like
We need logistics, really.
yeah, like
We need.
here's one voucher for a
Supplies.
assault on something.
Well, we can't even take
When
your
we're
forces
done-
through until we deal with the Yanti, because we
Yeah.
snuck by.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do something about the Yanti
We-
before we can even forces.
We need the gift for supplies, and then later on when we have their like just said their numbers.
Well, when they start fighting each other, it would be a lot easier to move about freely. They'll be focused on each other, watching their
They could
back.
set up like booby traps and shit.
Okay.
City.
Good plan. Later.
This is literally just
Guerrilla warfare.
Yep.
building
We're not-
up like
we're
those
in a
sandwiches
completely
from
different
fucking Scooby Doo.
You get the sense that nothing's gonna happen tonight. You get the sense I should probably come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty steady.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll
Okay.
make
Couple
my way
hours
back.
pass. Like, okay, yeah, we're not. I don't think we're gonna
Do you
that.
want to go to the Bullywugs now and risk sneaking through the city? Try to get them on board?
Well, to think about it, walking through the vampire territory during the day probably wouldn't be that much of a hassle.
They have a day shift.
So,
Of Yanti.
And I mean, if we go to the north, I mean, that looks like it's kind of dead man's land.
There is a no man's land right in the
Yeah.
northern section. So, it's up to you.
and you said there's an underground river. Is there? Where does that go to the lake?
You would assume. Your elevation in the valley is a little higher than the lake, so.
Actually, yeah, we could do that too.
Sneak in through the underground river.
Mm-hmm. Going
On the river. As the night goes on, I'll say if you guys want to take your long rest, you're gonna have to start. I'll say it's like 2 in the morning.
You guys have been talking for 6 hours.
6 hours.
We're just gonna transfer this to like pillow talk. We're laying down next to the
All around like living town, like
We're like, bro, what if we did this? bro.
Well, I'll say this much right now. Does anyone have an issue with my plan so far? Or
Well, there's going to be issues. yes.
or an alternative?
there
Is
an
the plan
alternative?
very solid at the moment still? Like,
I've tried to keep it as simple as possible,
Simple, yes.
but certain factors keep trying to muddy it up and make it more complicated than it needs
No,
to be.
he's trying to make sure we have all
Perhaps-
of our bases covered.
right. I was
John's
thinking,
going to try and look for the cracks in our.
or
fences.
perhaps one last time, how's the plan look?
You always got to do a rundown. Have you ever seen The Dirty Dozen?
No.
You need to. It's a good movie.
What's a movie?
That's
we're
something-
still in
I'm
character.
talking
That's
to
something
Jess.
I would
We're
say.
still in
My legs
character.
are crossed. That counts as me talking out of character.
There, they're not crossed. My ditch
as
is-
you
my
all
ditch
go
is
to bed, taking your long rest.
The DM's like,
Putting us to bed. He's putting us to bed.
yeah, I told you to go to bed.
Why is the light on?
Why is the light on?
Yeah, exactly.
Quick,
I mean-
put your Game Boy away.
Personally, I think it would be easier to try to get the Bullywugs involved after we get this little blood feud going,
Riveting.
because they'll be focused on each other, watching their backs, well, literally their rears less, so it would be easier to sneak by,
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can.
and there'd
sneak
be a
by,
lot
but I
fewer
know-
of them because they're killing each other.
We need a lot of people to sneak by and do things.
Rune, I'll say I do have a mouthpiece in this room.
I was gonna say you do.
Rune is going to speak up and say we still have a lot of unknown factors. We don't know why the Yanti are working with vampires. We don't know if the Yanti are prisoners to the vampires. We don't know why the Yanti aren't actively trying to screw them over or vice versa. I feel like we're missing the link of the relationship. And if we can figure out what that link is, we can explain it.
Well, probably the vampires want all these halflings for some sort of blood ritual, and the Yuan-Ti are promised like immortality or some shit for helping them.
I think the vampires had the halflings as course.
Well, for now, but I mean, like, the vampires could
for labor.
eat the bullywugs, or they
Yeah,
could
but
come for the gift.
John, didn't we learn last week though too that they were trying to find some sort of like ancestor sort of thing with the halflings?
The
What was
vampires
that?
are.
Yeah. So they're
That's
not
for the
just a
ritual.
food source,
Exactly.
but they're trying to find them certain bloodline.
You remember that that if the blood of the descendant of Chico Mostak is spilled on the altar of the Sky Serpent, he will be resurrected. And then what you're not sure what this resurrection of the Sky Serpent will do for these vampires, but obviously it's something beneficial to them.
Well, so they're just preying on the ignorance of the Yuan-Ti, because the Yuan-Ti worshipped it. Right?
Oh.
Well, presumably, because they took the egg, or maybe they need the egg for the ritual.
It might be a lot of things you can learn if we sneak into the palace or like look around or
John, we're
whatever.
playing-
You
We're
mean
playing
like I
to our
originally
strengths.
wanted
What
to
if
do,
we're
and
playing
everyone
to our
shot it
strengths?
to shit?
Whatever.
What if we took an important looking Yanti hostage? Patrol leader, maybe? They'd be quick, quiet, simple. And if it
I
doesn't
mean, we
work
do have
out, there wouldn't
like
be
Micah,
too
you
much
can
noise.
probe the minds of people, can't you?
Yeah.
You have a psychic.
She offers that for her. We could do that quick, and if all else fails, it'll be quiet, and we can still go with the original plan.
I say I can do that. I just need everybody to be on board with it.
Okay. Bed happens. Y'all get a long
That
rest.
happens.
You get your shit back. Morning comes. You see a lot of fires burning in the vampire territory, kind of like the smoke rising. You see, as you're kind of, I'll say you're like out on the guard post, kind of like looking out. You see the snake men kind of back in their formations, like doing patrols and whatnot. But you see their numbers have kind of thinned out a little. So, like a patrol of that used to be made up of 40 is now made up of only 20. But you do see no Yanti.
Oh, Yanti.
It's daytime.
Yeah, that's right.
But you do see more patrols. So there are more patrols out, but they are thinned out to spread out over more area.
That makes sense.
You have the lay of the land. What would you like to do?
So in order to take one Yanti, we're probably gonna have to take out a whole entire patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Do Yanti take bathroom breaks?
I was just thinking, unless we catch one pissing in the corner somewhere.
I mean, you have a lot of. You could watch a squad. I mean, it's. Let's say Rune says that. Like, we could watch for one that strays off.
How many
They're
are
not human, but they're mortal.
how many are in the squad?
20.
Whew, that's a small like.
That's a small patrol.
But they're half.
I was thinking there's like 3 or 4.
Oh, there's about 7. There's about, I'll say 7 to 8 usually. Now there's like 16, but they're made up of 20. It's not just Yanti. They have these little things called Talsoi. They're like deep gnomes, kind of feral deep gnomes. And like just more like the human-y, brutish.
It's feral deep gnomes. For some reason, I just pictured them making like Tasmanian devil noises.
Yeah, I imagine him foaming at the mouth. Johnny Thornberry.
Yeah,
Just a herd of them.
just flee. Just flee.
Peretta kind of speaks up a little bit. These buildings appear to go deeper in, the ground. Some of them have basements, so to speak, and such. I could possibly use my stone shape to weaken the floor, and we could bait a few of them, 1, 2, however many, into one of these houses, an empty one, of course. They could fall through and then essentially be in a pit.
How
I could make that happen.
shared? I don't want to utilize your stone shape in a different way. But you have it. We could Ocean's 11 that shit and like just with the egg. We're back at the egg.
All came full circle.
I mean, you have knockout poison, don't you?
Yeah.
I have a
You know
knockout
what?
dagger that was from what's her face?
Does anybody want healing potions or antitoxins? We took a long rest. I can make 2 potions.
Rune will take a healing potion.
Alright, Rune's got a healing
The
potion.
reason why I got so I can look at the poisons.
Does anybody else want a healing potion or antitoxin free of charge?
I got
should be good.
well, I got at least one.
I think I've got like 3 already.
I mean, this is a freebie. It's gonna disappear in 24 hours.
Oh,
regardless.
that's right. You got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of his temporary
Might
ones.
as well
I'd
buff
say
your supply
probably-
if you don't.
Are they the
Since it's
2d4
gonna be taking
times 2?
damage.
They're 44 plus 4. What was that, Micah?
I'd say probably Jeremy, since he should be the one taking damage.
Damage, yeah.
Okay. Jeremy, you get the other one. It's a 44 plus 4. Yeah, that's not
It's good for if you're. It's like a good oh shit button.
Up to
Oh
20.
shit button or top. Yeah, top you off. Like I said, it's free. It'll disappear in 24 hours, so don't be afraid to use it.
We'll give you the top of the morning.
Yeah.
Just sends you.
The other halflings are kind of like getting awake, and they're just gonna stay in the caves for the immediate future. They just don't want to poke their noses out and draw attention.
Fair enough. The food doesn't want to look out into public.
Micah, your stone of communication, your whisper stone, is rumbling.
It's hungry.
Or is it just pictured like Winnie the Pooh? Bubbly, 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 bubbly.
Who did I get that from again?
Meech.
I only have two drow poisons, which could potentially knock somebody unconscious. I mean, I could make more.
All we need is one Yanti. He doesn't even have
That's
to be
true.
the big leader.
That's true. I'll ask just for information at the moment. Like, I'm not looking to use any of what they have, or maybe I don't know if they know how to make some of their own. But do the Gith have poison materials?
No, they're hunter. They're primarily just basic hunters.
Okay.
Their whole thing is they can track they're good trackers psychically. They can leave like a psychic imprint on someone and track them for weeks.
Oh, okay.
I'll lock guys with Micah. Would you
Aw.
mind establishing a link with me?
Okay, I have one call coming in already, and then I'll
Okay.
after
Well, as soon as
that.
yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Deal with.
I'm on the rock.
I'm on the rock right now.
Yes, it's Meech.
Dude, me.
I'll tell him you said hi. Hi, bitch.
Cellular stone.
No,
Are you answering the rock?
I'm answering.
You can't
the
stop.
Dwayne Johnson.
The rock. Can't stop.
You smell.
Amigos, it's good to see you. Well, not see you, I suppose. Good to communicate with you again. The council is met. We are ready for our next order. Realize it is the 7th day. It is now another intrigue action. The war against Andropinus and Balak continues. So far, you have planted a spy in his council, and I have changed the list to better reflect some things. I think this is going to be a little bit better toward the party. You can bribe officials to get advantage of the next attack for espionage. Gain resources for future use, +1 to your espionage. Or for the 25, place a scrying device in Enterprise's chambers.
Bed chambers?
Yes, his personal chambers.
I don't know if I want to hear that.
Operations, you can raid an enemy stronghold to gain advantage on your next attack. Eliminate enemy leadership, -2 to all DCs.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Train soldiers, +1 operations. Or raid stronghold for resources, +2 to any of your defenses. And that is repeatable. You can repeat some of those over and over again. Lore, 18. Well, it's switched to DC that one, sorry. Oops. Discover secret pathways into Balak. Reveal secret entrance / exit to the palace. You can research into forbidden lore, +1 lore. Discover secret Templar documents that may do something. Or discover a secret about Andropinus' lost journal. Also, diplomacy, you can persuade locals to support your cause. Makes your next DC lowered by 2. You can combo that with a -2 to all DCs to get a -4 for a future check, which is a big one. +1 to your diplomacy. Feed or clothe beggars from the poor. Convince outside party to raid Andropinus' hold, so you take 2 actions next turn. And appeal to the Sorcerer Kings to spare Balak. That is your big diplomacy one. That is the...
I mean, even some of those smaller ones of like just boosting troops or boosting, these things that one aren't necessarily bad either.
Yep.
I think we should start working on those -2s.
That -2 to all...
-4 one was pretty cool.
Well, that's from 2 different ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
-2 to all. Yeah.
That -2 to all is a permanent
Oh
-2.
yeah.
Yeah.
I vote that.
So the sooner we get on that, the better we have.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's probably we gotta roll some sort of DC
Probably
for that, right?
That is a DC check, yes.
Okay.
And because you used your power die last time, you do not get a power die this time. So it'd be on your diplomacy, or no, that would be an that'd be an operations check. That is one of your two highest. It's at a +3. And yeah, you would add your domain to your skill roll. You'd be rolling at a +6.
And what did the power die do?
Just adds it. It's like an inspiration, but you can only use it once per. Once you use it, you can't use it the next time. So it's recharging this week. Our power dies on cooldown.
I was gonna say, can we use inspiration? We're not that far reaching.
I came up with a thing for future campaigns. I don't think I'm gonna use it in this one. For the Dungeon Master, called Doom, and you can do things that would cost you a Doom point. And Doom is DM inspiration. I get to give one of you just to give it. If I think it's narratively would make sense and make it a little bit more tense, I could do it.
Not bad.
I don't like it, but it's not bad.
Yeah. I still vote for the -2.
And you said it would be at a +6 if you roll.
+6 roll.
I have no idea what the DC is. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
What is the ability we're rolling on?
Well, it's your operations skill. It's the
Oh, so it's just a D20
It's-
+6.
Yeah.
Yep. It's operations and espionage are your two highest stats. They are it's one of your best things that you can do.
And what are all the stats again?
Your diplomacy is at a +2. Espionage is at a +3. This is all out of a possible +4.
Okay.
And lore is at a +2, and operations is at a +3.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would vote for the.
And you know what I'm gonna do? Because you liberated those clans and sent resources back, I'm gonna up your resources. That's it again by another point. Okay. Yeah. This
Sounds
is
like 3 of us are on board with it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's majority.
that's okay. Who wants to roll it?
Wants to roll it? That's the question of the day.
I'll let you do one practice roll to get it out of your system, and then you have to do it. This is week 4. You still have plenty of time. If you fuck it up, you have plenty of time to do it again next week.
It's partially why I'm like, maybe we should be building like some of our points up still, but.
This is a -2 to all DCs, so this is a
Right.
big one.
Right. Say, Micah, do you want to roll, but you want to use like one of my dice?
Do you want to do it, but maybe don't use your shitty dice, use my dice?
No, I say just like to make it seem more like 2 people are involved in this roll.
Well, much like John, I do believe that curses died.
Oh,
Using
the
other
curses
people's
dice.
dice, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Especially if they're ones they use. If it's like in a grab bag, it's like, oh, you need some dice here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I still got my Halloween one-shot ones that.
The loners know what they are.
Yeah.
The loners.
I'll just
Where's
try
the
rolling it.
He rolls a nat 20.
Pretty soon
Yeah,
you're
right.
gonna have to bust those out for the moment.
So if it's bad, we say it was the practice roll, right?
Sure.
Mulligan.
No.
Mulligan.
No.
Mulligan.
All right.
+6.
+6. This is a 1. This is literally a 1. Couldn't roll any lower.
Womp womp.
Yep.
The operation is sent off, and
To its doom.
they are immediately caught and arrested. But it's fine, you don't lose anything, you just the operation has failed. And Enterprise also fails his attack against you. So Meech says, unfortunately, I've gotten word back that our spies have been arrested, but it's okay, we have backups. Also, Enterprise tried to crack down on some of our operations to try to crack down on some of the mercenary groups we've been using, but we were just able to hire new ones. So
They insisted, but I knew it was a mistake to send them in there wrapped in bubble paper.
but that's okay. Like I said, we still have plenty of time.
Coach Ferratu? That's what they
Coach
they
Ferratu. Okay, so that is Meech's. That was your intrigue action for this week. Now back to the regular scheduled programming. You have the full lay of land. I believe you wanted to take a connection.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Peretta points. I'd say probably sell. Okay, right now we're currently. Yes, right there. Okay.
I'll say you're like right on the edge.
Perfect. I'm gonna point directly south and say I'm gonna scout those few blocks. You know, I'll report back, but watch me and I'll see if I can't spot one. You know, maybe smaller group or one going off on its own for whatever reason. I'm gonna turn. That'd draw attention. I'm gonna turn back into the. It's pretty common for these insects to be in this area, right?
Yeah, this is
Nobody would bat an eye if one's
Yeah.
just kind of tooling around. Okay, I'll turn back into
You say this is like a 6-foot mosquito flies like
Perfect.
40 feet ahead.
Perfect. Oh, more bloodsuckers. Great.
But yeah, you turn into a large beetle bucket.
Okay, so I want to be able to fly up and around. And,
Okay.
Just as long as you like kind of buzz the side of the building a couple times. And
yeah. Yeah, then I'll go directly south into the Yanti territory.
Okay, so you're looking for an opportunity.
Yes.
Give me a survival test.
Okay. Good. Ask the druid for survival test. 26. I got a 10 kicker.
You see a group of you see a patrol that is getting ready to break down for mealtime. Been about 2 hours. They're gonna take a break. And they kind of scatter out amongst this block. I'll say kind of in this alleyway back here. It's like a long lane, a bunch of houses. Pretty isolated. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to communicate as soon as I start to see this sort of happen. I'll directly shoot back. Just north of the tall building in the center. There's a group entering. You said are they entering the building to do this?
Nope,
or?
they're gonna do it right in an alleyway.
Right in an alleyway. Okay. I'm going to try to hover above the alleyway they're in. Hurry.
I mean, I see. It's literally just like we're doing it. It's like, hey, you have a GoPro on your face.
Perfect. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can see through my visions. Okay, perfect. Even better. I will stare down the area I want them to go to.
All right.
Is there anything you need me to do?
I'm just setting up the alley.
Setting up the alley. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So this is the alleyway. This is like one of the buildings it kind of goes into, and there's another building over here. So the lane goes this way.
Oh, we're going live. All right, we're going live. Yes. Okay, get to show off the new camera. And it's frozen. No, I hope not.
Okay.
No, it's wrong. There. Cool. It scrambled there. That was a little worrisome. Yes, it is. Holy moly. There. Oh, dude. How does it look on a little bit bigger of a screen? Because, like, I can zoom in even like this. I gotta kind of do it manually, but that's absolutely fine for the quality upgrade. Yeah, that looks good. You can actually see the lines in the board now.
right.
Not that this one isn't handy. It actually looks a lot better on people than it does the board.
John, we don't need trees right here, do we?
Nope.
Okay, sweet. Because they're kind of blocking my view.
Here, just take this. Just it's part of like that building.
Okay.
There. God just Simmed City this battle here.
Alright. Alright. I'm going to let you guys pick where you guys want to attack from. You can get from that side, wherever you'd like to start. Jared, you are currently flying. So
you
whatever
want your ringamajigs?
I have.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, I'll
Dungeon Master prepared today.
just... Here.
Thanks, Dungeon Master.
There.
There you go. Alright. This is the scene you see ahead before you. They've made a small fire. They're starting to cook some strips of meat. Starting to distribute them out to the men. Everybody seems to be kind of taking a break, talking, discussing things. Some of the smaller Talsoi have kind of talked, and they're talking to each other in their little fast, like language.
Tasmanian devil.
This is the scene you see before you.
Is this part of anything at all, or
That
just
is
kind of just random
that is a building you
buildings?
can get into.
Okay.
It is one of the ruined estates, kind of off to the side.
Okay. All right. So which side are we approaching from?
I'll say that side probably has more cover for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say this might have more cover, or at least somewhere that we can, if we do get one, we can pull them and kind of hide them.
Mm-hmm. I'll say that tower is also like vertical, about like 30 feet. So if you're in that, you can sort of hide in there. It's not just that one layer. Let's see, it's coming. You want to put this on top of it a little bit.
Make sure it's on the level.
There you go. All right.
There's only one way for him to get out. That way.
What's that?
I'm thinking combat-wise. If we start out here.
The walls of that estate, by the way, like I know I didn't make walls all of it, but that is a whole building. You can go inside that building. I just didn't put the walls on it.
That's fine. Which way is back to Gith territory?
This is north, that's south.
Okay.
So
This side
This
would be...
way.
Okay, so this side would be more toward the...
Vampire.
Vampire side, okay.
Yep.
But it's also daytime.
Right. But I'm also wondering, would it be a bad idea to take him back to the Gith if they happen to see us taking him that way?
It's a lot of
draw
what-
attention to the Gith.
I mean, it's a lot of what ifs. Like,
Would it be better to like try and take them to the south where we have Kiliani's soldiers?
It's a lot farther.
it is a lot farther away.
I'm just trying to think of not drawing attention to the Gith if we can, but
Peretta
if
looks...
we do this
I
perfectly
mean, you're
quietly,
directly north of
Are
No
we
Man's
trying
Land.
to kite them, or didn't we come here to kill them?
came here to capture one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just take one.
Oh, we could have done the whole net buried under leaves trap thing.
I mean, if you would like to prepare a trap, there's time. So as much time as you'd like. You guys
They're
want to
just-
spring the trap.
This
Yeah,
is just a
this is-
normal day right now to them.
So they're just, breaking.
Yeah.
They're setting up for lunch.
Yep.
Ooh. We could do the whole like make a noise and they'll be like, "Hey, you're done with eating your lunch. We'll check that out."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, or we wait to see if one wanders off just about, hey, I'm gonna go take a piss, and then we just
I already made a hiss joke.
I have to take a shit.
I gotta drain the lizard.
All right.
I still think like this side is better. It gives us more cover.
You have structures on that side. This is kind
Right.
of like, I'll say there's a structure like right here. So like, This is the entrance to a building.
Is there a decent spot to do your kind of idea of stone shape to thin out a building to have him fall into a pit kind of thing?
Do you see an area I could? You're on the ground. I'm there.
Minor. That would make them a pit viper.
Hey, all right.
I can, but keep in mind it's a very narrow scope. I can't just do
Right,
20-foot
right.
area. You'd have to get them to come through something. But
Alright.
at that point, yeah.
Okay, majority of them are starting to eat now. Food is basically done. They're just shaving bits off of I'll say like a boar. Okay, there's wild boars here. There's boars everywhere. It's a fantasy game.
So we doing it that side, or we doing this side?
Make a decision.
That's kind of why I'm asking right now. Like,
I don't think anyone would mind if you just make a decision.
all right, well,
Yeah, go for it.
I'm thinking this side's better
Okay.
because we got more cover.
Okay, move your
So-
guys. Silence is consent.
I'm flying around in the air, so
Right, right. I mean, who's want to be where? We got a tower. We got buildings.
Foliage up there you can hide in.
I wanna be on a roof of a building.
Okay, you want to be on the tower?
Sure.
Right.
right there in the tower.
And there's a hatch that looks down that you can see it down to like into the inside of that tower.
Okay.
Oh, work. How tall is this foliage?
About as tall as it. It's about 5 feet. You know,
Okay.
thick bush, thick
Bush.
bush.
I kind of want to be
It's like
more on
bushes
Barbara
being
Bush.
thick.
this side, kind of between there.
Okay.
Um,
How about you, Jesse? Where do you want to be?
I want to be at the top of the stairs.
up here, right and wide open, or
There's walls and stuff. It's a whole building, but yeah.
oh, that's
There-
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And who's this rune?
Rune will be with Jesse. She's stealthy.
She's also collateral.
She can take care of herself.
We know what.
Shield.
Not from me.
I was gonna say we know what
Jesse,
Jeremy's.
she's a distraction. Any faster than her?
All right. So you climb into that building. I'm gonna take initiative, so we're gonna go. All right.
You know what I want?
Of course I roll high on an initiative.
Jesse, what'd you get?
Good boy, buddy.
21.
21. Jared 1.
Perfect.
What?
27.
20.
Son of a bitch.
First time.
Seems like it every time. Jeez.
I make the mistake of when I get a fresh battery of taking too hard of a hit and it hits the back of your throat.
I learned that mistake, didn't
Yeah, because a weak battery and a strong battery are very different hits.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
It's like when you get your hair cut and you go to get shampoo for your first shower afterwards. You're like still measuring for the amount of hair you had just before. Like, oh damn, I didn't need that much. I just got my hair cut.
And you start coughing.
Yeah.
And then you start coughing. Yeah.
What
is weird,
What do you
but-
do with extra shampoo? You don't start drinking it?
I just use shampoo in vain anymore. More for my beard than anything.
Ew, gross, Inquisitors. What?
Alright.
Gross.
Gross about that.
18.
They literally purge.
They're overhyped.
So?
CG's trying to make them, like, more cooler than they are, so they're including them in every fucking challenge.
Yeah, that's why I'm leveling them up.
I hate them on principle.
One of the Omega battles is
Yeah.
Inquisitors. So if I have a team of Inquisitors, that's that much more farming mats I get.
You're struggling for Omegas?
Huh?
You're struggling for Omegas?
No.
Champions?
It's an Omega battle. Or assault battle, whatever. The one that
Assault
gives
battle.
the
Abomination.
ones that give
By the
you
way,
power
Brock is
stuff.
digging our snake talking about taking a shit.
Oh, he said shits.
Shit. Yes. I gotta do this. You have to do it in the scary voice.
Spray the spray before you do it. Smells terrible.
It's just a Yanti that falls around, some powerful figure. It has a stunted growth. It's only growing half the size it should be, but it speaks exactly like Gotham.
Alright. Minor, you are first.
A little bit of both.
Which it's kind of more surveying to see who's going to be the one to leave the herd, so to
Insight.
speak.
Please.
But also, I do want to apply my
Crazy purple knockout poison?
Yeah, I think I said it was a draw poison, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it Thunder Cougar Mountain Cat or whatever?
Thunder Cougar Falconbird?
Thunderbird, yeah.
I can create a distraction. You can take that one closest to you.
I'm just thinking if we could draw him a little away from the herd, or draw the herd away from the. I don't know.
Should we go after who we assume the leader of this little patrol should be?
But you also said insight.
Yep.
That would be a good idea, but I think we just
Dice?
gotta kind of
Not
take what
doing
we
well
can
tonight.
get if we see something.
That's only a 12.
You can see that it's either going to be one of the archers, which is these two dudes, or it's going to be one of the brutes. They seem to be kind of drinking heavily, eating fast.
Getting wasted.
You chug that water, you're going to have to take a piss pretty soon, so.
Okay. I'm just kind of, like I said, just kind
Waiting it
of
out.
applied the poison, waiting it out, seeing how this pans out.
Okay. Would you like to prepare any actions?
Yeah, I was just saying maybe prepping age.
That's still a ways away. How big are these guys, though?
Well, how they're represented. They're all
Yeah.
medium, but the abominations are large. I'll say the opportunity slips.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to prep.
These guys.
They still seem too close, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 6. Kind of go off that way. Jeremy.
There's really nothing I can do at the moment to help. I don't have any way of distracting one or stealthily moving.
I'm curious as to why the melee guy went onto a roof.
Surprise.
You wouldn't expect it, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. To knock out any people that might shoot him down.
What's green, has 4 legs, and if I fell out of a tree, it could kill you.
Is that to prep an action?
I mean, ultimately, if somebody is if the moment's right and somebody's close enough to me, I want to jump down and attack.
Prepare an attack. Okay.
Can Peretta preemptively offer something, even knowing full well I'm last in initiative? I can fly to the other side behind a wall, throw a fireball, and get out of there.
It's up to you guys. It is Micah's turn.
We still have the link, assumedly, Micah, so you probably catch that thought in my head.
You still have that link, or you still have that Zelda?
The cannon.
What type of unit is the one with the legs?
There's a brute. They're the ones with the snake heads.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so they're like melee guys.
Yeah.
I might have been
What is that one in the corner doing there?
Which one?
The brute I was pointing at, closest to us.
He's leaning up against some ruin, just eating. Also, there's a haunch of pork, taking big bites out of it, and he's got a jug of water. He's just kind of leaning back.
Okay. And how tall is this tower?
We'll go
Would you say 30 feet?
30 feet. Yeah.
Okay. If I look down in this hatch, do I see the bottom of the tower?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any like debris?
Yeah.
Down there, like crates or something?
Yep. There's some tables, some old, busted up wood.
I whisper to Rocknar that I'm gonna try and get that one in the corner inside the tower.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and just create a distraction to get him over there.
Okay. He does that to you.
And then I'm gonna use Far Hand. Apparently it can't be Mage Hand. It's gotta be Far Hand.
You're not a mage.
Right. I'm not far either. But I'm gonna use it to just like pick up something and like make a crash in the crates or something.
Give me performance.
Uh, 10 performance.
Okay. You hear you make like a crashing sound. It's also you pick up a chair and just kind of whip it down.
Mm-hmm.
He does go whoop, and looks pointedly at that sound. With the 10, you also get this dude's attention too. Okay. Anything else?
Stealth, even though I'm not moving.
Okay.
Just trying to hide it. Fulmer.
Okay. Well, I mean, you have certain things too. It's you're hiding as best you can up there.
Right.
The Telsoi are gonna go back, and they start to make a fuss for more food. So these are making like a fuss at the fire. The brutes start to fight the Telsoi a little bit, saying they've already had enough. And so you see them like kind of pulling food out of each other's hands, like a small fracas is starting to begin. But these two start to go off to investigate that sound. That one also kind of is neutral. He's like looking. He can basically see.
He's kind of like turning around.
Yeah.
From where I'm hiding, can I see inside that tower?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is the brute's turn. Rune is going to look up to you and say, "What's your play?"
Hamlet.
More of an Othello guy myself.
Make a big distraction.
Okay, it looks like they're all around that fire right now, fighting over food.
Yeah. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
Anything you want me to do to help?
Cover my back.
Gotcha. So she's going to prep an action. And Rune's turn. It is going to be your turn. Yes.
Right on the fire.
Okay.
I'm going to do Hunger of Hadar.
Okay.
A 20-foot radius sphere.
All right. And is it like a cold black sphere? Well, do you want to describe it to me?
You open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown. 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears.
Okay.
It lasts for a minute. It's a concentration. No light, magical, or otherwise can illuminate the area and creatures within it are blinded.
Okay, so 20-foot radius is going to be everybody but this dude and this dude and that those two and that guy. So this whole center mass black sphere kind of just erupts from the fire, and then these guys' attention definitely is now on that giant black sphere of whateverness that goes off here. High or low? Somebody on those two that are investigating the sound in the tower. Did they see or hear this?
Low.
High.
Hi.
One high, one low?
Oh, you need
Okay.
two? Okay, yeah.
Which one? First one high or first one low?
High.
He is not distracted. The snakehead guy. Now for the gnoll.
Gnoll.
He is also not distracted. So they are still on their way to their investigation of the tower. All right. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. The abomination is going to get kind of close and see what's going on. He gets a.
Stepping in it.
No, he's staying outside of it and kind of probing it. This one is caught in it. What happens to him?
Okay, so everybody in it is blinded,
Okay.
and the area it's encompassed is difficult terrain.
Okay.
Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold.
Okay.
Any creature that ends its turn must save a dex saving throw or take 2d6 acid as
Okay.
otherworldly tentacles.
You hear flailing inside, and so he's gonna take the cold and the acid damage. But the other one is like, what's going on in there? We then go to Jared.
Points of damage.
Okay.
So 10, 13 total. Cold and acid.
Okay.
I'm going to swoop in, kind of agitate, pass by, but not within range to get hit or anything. I'm gonna fly into the tower here next to Ragnar. I'm gonna cast Circle of Fire, 20-foot radius to include as many as I can in this group. I'm gonna use Meta Magic to convert it to cold damage and have it blast outward.
Okay.
If it matters, I know it seems counteractive to what I'm doing, but I'm trying to set up more of a distraction. If it matters at all, I did take Elemental Add up last level to cold now as well. Peretta has mastered turning off heat as well as amplifying it.
Okay.
And
So
that'll be my turn.
Okay, you do that.
So yeah, just imagine a 20.
It's a ring of fire, right?
Well, ring of cold now,
Probably
but
ring of
yeah,
cold,
yeah, a ring and then outward.
Snakehead guy is now distracted by that, but Null keeps pushing forward. Okay. Tag over, Minor.
Seeing this guy turn, I'm gonna hold and see if he wanders off and this guy goes a little further.
Okay.
If he does, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Say it. I'm gonna shoot him.
Well, I was like, do I want to
These
be more
guys back
specific
up.
about it? Because I want to do something with it.
Did you stealth, Minor?
Oh, I hadn't rolled that, but I will. Ooh, halfling luck. That turns it into a 28.
Okay. You, Micah. What was your stealth? Total?
That goes 4.
Okay. You are kind of like leaning over, but like your head is kind of sticking up. And when you see these two archers like pull their bows and start to scan. Ragnar, did you stealth at all?
I assumed I was like hidden beneath the.
Just give me a quick stealth.
Crenellation?
Yeah. I'm adding a bonus to you guys up in the tower.
14.
Okay. You see like Ragnars's kind of up, and you're like kind of pulling down a little bit, and like no reaction. So you did not get spotted by these two guys with their bows scanning. You see them like scanning around to see what's going on. All right. That is the archer's turn. They have prepped actions.
Do I have some sort of a little quick noise that I can get Rune's attention?
She's in the building.
Okay.
I'll say.
Cuckoo.
You could try, but you're going to be drowned. It's noise coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I won't.
It's going to be Jeremy's
Do I have a
turn.
pre-established sound? But I never really.
Halfling hunter.
I mean,
Jared, you're the one in the tower with me?
Yeah, he just landed.
Yep, and Mike is in
halfling,
there with you
of
too.
course.
I don't count.
You're dragon.
Out of curious, do I know if Rune's also a thief? Subtype? Does she know thieves can't?
She's an assassin.
Okay, so
No,
she
she
would.
just can't. Okay, I'm
They
tired of
can't-
all
they
this
just can't.
negativity around
These
things
can.
not being able to do things. They can do whatever they want. Okay,
Thieves can't steal.
they can. All right, thieves.
It is your turn, Joey.
No, thieves can't resist.
They
Thieves
don't need
can't
to. They
not.
dodge. You don't have to resist what doesn't hit you.
I don't have that one.
Has anybody drawn the main group?
Oh yeah. Where have you been the past 5 minutes?
Yeah, I was
There's
kinda
a
wondering
hunger of
about
hater
that.
in there, and there was just a pulse of cold magic.
There's a 20-foot sphere of darkness.
Oh yeah.
And a ring of ice expelling outwards from it.
I mean, now's the time to grab those dudes at the base of the tower.
That's
That's
kind
what we're
of
setting
the,
up.
Yeah.
the intention.
Are you finally picking up what
One
I'm putting
dude-
down?
One dude turned around, one dude's heading for the
I'm-
door.
I'm looking at Micah. I'm looking at Jared. I'm just gonna fucking jump out the window and I'm gonna fucking land on the wall with the
The
coming at
people's
me.
elbow.
Okay. Go ahead and I'll give you advantage on this one. It's a sneak attack.
This is the moment you were waiting for.
18 or 11. I'll take the net 18
Okay.
for 28 to hit.
28 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Has Snakehead actually started to go back yet?
Not yet. He just turned around. He about
This one I'm trying to not murder.
No, yeah, I get it.
Alright.
Yeah.
14 damage.
Okay. You land on him solidly. You guys are both knocked prone.
Ragnar wrestling now.
That one turns to look at Ragnar. You had a prepped action.
Yeah, I was to shoot the one that he just knocked down.
We
though.
could have two.
Yeah,
Twist the pride. Twist
Okay.
the fall.
yeah. Let's
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
let's try to.
Okay.
I am not going to sharpshooter just so I can make sure this hits.
Mhm.
Which means that's just. Do I have advantage?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Your mini is higher than his mini, so yes, you have advantage.
Oof. Good thing I did that. I rolled a 3 and a 6. So that'll be a 21.
DC 15 on that draw knockout poison.
Hold on. 21 to hit.
Okay, that is a hit.
Give me a strength save.
Okay, 13.
Okay, he fails, so he is going to be. I tripped him, so he's
Okay.
knocked prone as well.
Okay.
And it's actually a. Yeah, I don't have Essence of Ether. I should make some of that. But what all I have is Draw Poison. It's a DC 13 con save.
He does not make it.
Does he fail by 5 or more?
He had a 12.
He only fell by 1. So he is just poisoned for 1 hour.
Okay.
He does not fall unconscious.
So he is, I'll say, he's kind of like deliriously trying to get up. He is knocked on the ground.
I roll damage.
Yep.
21.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see.
I need to rethink my poison options.
Micah, it is your turn. You can see that they're wrestling on the ground. Jeremy has not made an attempt to grapple yet. He's just kind of tackled that dude.
All right. This whole thing.
Every time I'm on this page, John, I wonder why is Jesus in there?
I always think it's just really tall, what's his name? Peter Dinklage. It's like normal size Peter Dinklage.
Fantasy Peter Dinklage.
Fun size.
He is fun size. Peter, if you're watching this, I love you. I don't need anything disparaging by these remarks.
I'm going to use.
Still love that quote from Alistair in Dragon Age, where he's like, "Yes, swooping is bad." Jeremy just basically swoops down.
I like swoop bike race.
I'm gonna attempt to. I'm just gonna assume Jeremy's gonna. This is on faith that he's gonna grapple him. I'm gonna attempt to grapple the other one that's on the ground with
Okay.
telekinesis.
Okay.
He has to make a athletics check.
He has disadvantage on this because he's poisoned. So he got a natural 6. So yes, he failed.
He is grappled.
Okay.
I can continuously spend a PSP to hold the grab. And grapple ends if I'm knocked unconscious.
Okay. So you see the sort of purple aura fall on the downed snake man, and he's held kind of in place. All right. Anything else?
Can I move him in the same motion?
What does it say? What does it say?
It's one of the things I can do with my telekinesis. It's move creature,
Okay.
but I have to grapple him first.
I'll say next turn, then you can move him. But right now he's held down.
Sounds good.
The Telesoy's turn. They are just frenzying kind of in there. They're trying to run out. Brute. All right. This brute is going to attempt to shove you off of him.
You won't try.
Jeremy just dead weights.
He got a nat 4.
Yeah, Jeremy just dead weights.
Flop.
You see him going to start to scream. What do you want to do? You get one reaction.
I'll
Give him the old
like
goose.
the pommel of my hammer, just try and knock him out.
Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll me a strength test.
Kiss.
Nat 16 plus 5, 21.
21. That's going to be my DC for my Constitution. He got a 20. He's like,
Kabonk.
and then he fades out for a
Kabonk
second.
him.
Oh, kabongo.
All right, I'll say he's stunned for 1 round. So you knocked his lights out for a round.
Now, okay, I see some of them are bipedal and some of them are slithery boys. Which one is he?
He's bipedal.
Bipedal.
He's a man with a snake head. All right. The brutes are still reacting to that. The other one is poisoned. He's trying to get up from that telekinesis. He can't. It is going to then be Rune's turn. Jesse, Rune's gonna pull you aside because she sees those 2 archers kind of scanning.
Move aside.
And pull you kind of more into the doorway. Yeah. Okay. It's your turn. She said the archers out there looking.
I guess I will maintain concentration.
Okay. Maintain concentration. As everything's kind of going on, archers looking around, trying to see anything. It is not their turn yet. It is going to be the abomination.
No, I just got so much.
Those are the
hate for
full
you.
snake.
I'll have slightly different.
This one emerges. This one still looking around, doesn't see anything, and he's like, "What's going on in there?" He's just trying to shake him because he's like kind of holding his head, covered in frost burns, and kind of acid, splotchy bits of his muscle showing through his scales.
So one started his turn inside.
Yeah.
Okay, he still takes the cold damage.
Oh, that he did.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll it.
5.
Killing these things isn't really the priority, so I'm not really keeping too much track of damage right now.
It's,
So after the abominations are kind of seeing
great.
what's going on, Jared, it is your turn.
Okay.
Just like,
So,
or we need the green monster.
Oh, that's a bit obvious, don't you think?
so
That exhaustion.
including these guys, anything not in the fire ring, that on weighs for 100 foot, I'm disincluding anything that it might impede escape from my friends. Plant growth. It says I can exclude any amount of area I want to in the radius.
You just want to do like where everybody is. That would kind of be a little bit better of an option for you, honestly. Because I think you're just going to be making difficult terrain between the party members.
Well, wouldn't my fire burn up the...
No, because it's cold, isn't it?
It is cold, I guess. All right, yeah, sure. I'll do all of that except for, like a tunnel here, so they can get out.
Are those both concentration spells?
Actually, good call. Let me make sure. Plant growth is not.
Okay.
There's no, I don't see any. Feel free to correct me if you see it, but verbal and
Yeah,
semantic.
usually I want to say it's usually like up
Yeah,
here.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
No, thanks for checking.
Yeah, well, I
I
just,
don't want to.
my sphere creates difficult terrain, so like if it was a matter of choosing your concentrations, I would.
I'm kind of doing this too to help conceal us, maybe. Like they know something's happening, but they don't know who or where, maybe.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, and yeah.
All right.
Okay, that'll be.
Minor.
Little old me. The one's already knocked out, right?
He's stunned for a turn.
Well, I mean, I don't know
I,
what's gonna be for a
I
turn.
have a plan, Minor. I have an ability.
So I can't do much. I'm not really strong, so I can't just run out there and start dragging one of them away.
Force feed it something awful you could. You could always prep an attack if one of the archers notice us.
Yeah, but then they'll really know something's up if they get hit by an arrow.
Well, I'm pretty sure they know something's up right now.
All right.
They're getting bombed by like 4 different spells at once.
They use charisma for spells and.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe your attacks are feet.
Did I ever find out I have enchanted dagger of venom +1?
Mhm.
Did I ever really learn what that does?
It
Oh wait, one day invoke venom on hit DC 15 con save. Okay, what does venom do?
it's in the book. It's in the DM's guide. Dagger of Venom is a DM's guide item.
Okay.
But yeah.
That might be the only thing if I run out. I mean, if it knocks somebody out, I can run out and just stab them quick, but I gotta learn what
Okay.
it does.
I'm gonna give you just a few seconds to decide what you want to do. I'm gonna move on.
Who's
just
next,
find the damn thing.
You know, I should have used these. That would be the archers. They're gonna do another look. Nope. Still scanning. Next is gonna be Jeremy.
I can try and make this a little easier for you, Jeremy. I can. Well, I would no point in using that. I could just see if I can shoot the guy you're on and just to poison him. No.
Okay, well it's your turn, Jeremy. What are you doing?
I'm going to cast my. What was it? Stein Rune. When a creature I see ends its turn within 30 feet of me, I can use my reaction to invoke the rune and force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. If he's incapacitated, can he even make a wisdom saving throw?
Yes. Pretty sure.
He's stunned.
Stunned
He's
is different,
stunned.
yeah.
Well, he's also incapacitated. Cannot take actions or reactions.
I don't think that prevent him from.
Creature automatically fails all strength and dexterity saves.
So they can make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, I'll do it anyways. Unless the save succeeds, the creature is charmed by me for 1 minute. If charmed, the creature has a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor.
He does this. His eyes kind of roll back in his head. And he just starts.
The effect
Mumbling.
ends if the charmed creature takes any damage, or if someone uses an action to shake me or the creature out of its haze. So I'm gonna cast that, put that on him,
Okay.
put him over my shoulder, and just start booking it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Cool. 7.
Okay. As you pick him up and start to run, you hear "Hey!" from somewhere over in this area. You're not sure where from, but you book. You just start booking. All right.
I guess the only thing I would have done is just kind of keep scanning the scene and prep maybe an arrow if.
Okay. This dude just made Jeremy
Okay.
right here.
So they're gone now. Well,
Yep, Jeremy and that dude are gone. They're booking.
I'll just remove.
Are you
them from-
booking north and back into the neutral zone?
Yes.
Okay. He's gone. Jeremy's gone.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm going to remove you out of the initiative. Alright, you have a prepped action?
Yeah, I guess it would be to prep to shoot if somebody noticed.
Cover
You
my
notice-
retreat, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Firing from stealth, you'll have advantage. You have advantage.
Let's do. You've been bad tonight. Do. 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
I'm gonna try it again. Strength save. I'll see if I can trip him too.
Nat 20.
All right. Well, at least now give a DC 13 con save.
7.
So that's 5 or more, isn't it?
It is.
He is knocked unconscious.
Knocked unconscious. Wait.
So that works too. I was like, see if I could trip him, make it look like hey, and then he just like trips, like that's why he said hey.
Duck.
18 damage,
Okay.
and he is poisoned.
Yes, he is also unconscious.
Yep.
Alright. Micah, you see Jeremy book. You saw a dude make Jeremy, but then you see an arrow twink out of the bushes, and he just, this dude just falls back.
Can I see the other archer? Is he looking at like?
No,
Fall
he's
dude?
still
Okay.
like looking around.
I guess I'll try to save spells. I'll try to stealth my way out of the tower.
You still have your dude under telekinetic coordinates. How-
Oh yeah, I didn't see him from where I was sitting.
Do you want to move him with you?
See how
Do we know how strong Kilyani is?
He wields a sword pretty handily. It looks pretty
Okay.
strong.
Me?
Yeah.
How strong I am?
Yeah.
I mean, he plays a.
I just want
mini
to.
game of cards.
Could you be
but-
somebody to like grab the other one and like pick him up and carry him
Oh,
away?
you
while-
mean physically?
Yes. To carry them out.
I mean, you don't need like an 18 strength to carry a dude. It's just a
Yeah.
check.
I can move him 30 feet at a time.
Okay.
I
So
mean, I could just do hold person and pick him up.
Well, he's already got a grab. Right. It's just. I don't know if Micah can move and move that guy at the same.
What kind of action is it to move somebody with your telekinesis?
my action.
Okay. So yeah. All right.
It's up to you, Micah. If you want to move with him out, you can.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay, give me stealth.
I'm just a arrow guy. I don't know all this magic voodoo shit.
Fellow
That's fine.
vampires, let's get out of here. Jesus.
I'm not gonna
Really
tell
starts
him.
planting the seeds.
Wait, now you see what you do? Now you next to the bodies, now you leave one of those vampire swords.
No.
Why did I tell you this? Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
I got 16.
Okay, you are out. You make it with that prisoner. He's like weakly trying to drag his not like fingers through the grass, or like through the dirt and like the kind of what's left of the cobblestones. But yeah, he's just telekinetically being dragged away.
He's got a captive fetish. He's like, no, don't.
No.
Please.
Please, don't tie me up.
The telestories of the brutes are continuing to kind of in the confusion see what's going on.
Like, the only thing getting stronger on him is.
I don't have one of the swords.
Rune looks up and says like, I think we got what we came for. Let's get out of here.
Cheese it.
yeah, who has the swords anyway?
Stay
Um,
fresh cheese bags.
She's gonna go back through the back way that you guys snuck in.
Who has
like
any
the
of those
back of the
vampire stuff?
Oh, what do you want to do?
I did.
I mean, it's got a 150-foot range, so I'll just
I
maintain
can't, so I
concentration
know
as
I
far as
don't.
that'll take me.
Okay. Everybody's out. You two are left.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to stealth out and follow the rest of the group.
All right, stealth out.
Yeah, it's not that.
Same. All right, give me a stealth.
Oh yeah, how's the 27 do?
Let me tell you. Nat 3. So yeah, that goes good.
Yeah, it's only a 23.
And okay, yeah, it's an 18. All right, you guys make off with your 2 prisoners, and the confusion kind of dies away in the silence. You leave it go. You're in a building by yourselves, like in no man's land, like 300, 400 feet away. Like you find a small shack, stone shack, with your 2 prisoners, completely isolated.
Except for the implications.
Both of the prisoners, kind of yours still kind of like lolly in this dreamlike state. I'll say yours tied up and gagged because he's just physically been assaulted.
I'll go up to the maybe stupider. Well, no. Who looks like they might be higher in station? Who has like fancier gear?
They look equal.
Equal. Okay. I'll pick one of them. Whatever. I guess it don't matter then.
Well, if you're gonna physically abscond one, don't do Jeremy's
Because it snaps him out of stupor.
Yeah, he'll be snapped out.
Well,
I'll
I figured
do the
once
other
we get to
one
the
then.
safe house, I bound him up.
Okay, we'll say that he's tied up at least.
Okay, I'll deal with the non-stupid one then, just because this will make more sense that way. I'm going to cast Geas? I'm never quite sure how to say it, but
Whatever, you cast that spell.
place a magical command on the creature you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or activity as you decide. I want it to answer our questions honestly and without violence.
I'm gonna say you can't do that. It's more of that's a zone of truth. It can do a thing. I don't like it. It's zone of truth. You're just trying to cast zone of truth. I mean, the letters there. What level is Gaius? What level of spell is it?
Well, it's a 5th level base.
I mean, I have Zone of Truth.
Do Zone of Truth. I take
I'm sorry, Jared. It's just a zone of truth.
It's Zone of Truth with extra steps.
Exactly.
There.
Okay, so you zone of truth him. Let me do their will saves. Okay, his goes. You see that white aura pass over him.
I was gonna say, that hits both of them anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Jeremy's stupid. One gets it. They're both at disadvantage because he's poisoned and he's stupid. And okay, you see that white aura spread out, and you see that white flash. So you both know that they've been affected by zone of truth. Okay. The zone spreads out, and they're both kind of like looking around, in a stupor. But yours is like angrily looking at you with this beaten up sort of visage. Assuming you put gags in their mouths so they don't scream.
Just left the arrow sticking.
Let's say he's got one on his calf.
Yeah, so I tripped.
So they can't deliberately lie to us, but they are aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions.
Okay.
They can be evasive.
All right.
Directly lie. Ask
All right.
your questions.
Ask away.
I figured the people who wanted to kidnap Snake Man would ask the questions here. Whoever that was.
I'm not the branch of this average. I'm
Okay, I'm going to call right here. Nobody has to be super good at something to do it.
Right.
You can just do it.
I'll start the ball rolling. I just don't think I can carry the whole conversation.
Don't. Just do it.
But anyway,
Where is it?
why are you working with the vampires? Tell us.
You can tell his eyes are trying to shift. And he says, "They promised us in the eternal night we would be masters of this valley." And he kind of looking at his mouth as he's speaking. He realizes that, I can't tell lies.
Oh, John, the scale of this city is confusing me. It looks small.
Each of these squares is 150 feet, so it's about a mile long,
Okay.
if that.
They're
It's not
they're
huge.
selling their souls for like Ovid.
Well, I mean, yeah, Ovid in like the jungle. I mean, like it's.
This is just a place to live.
Have you met some people from Ovid?
Controls the area.
Yes.
Hello to all of our Ovid viewers.
Which we do
They
have
don't
one.
get internet.
Yeah.
All one of you.
It's true, they don't get it.
In fact, one of them watching right now happens to live there.
That's why I said all one of you.
So, like,
Yeah.
this is basically the valley. Like, this is the whole thing. Like, yeah, this is the city, but I mean, like, they get a pretty.
I'm just saying, like, they're not very ambitious. Like, I'd ask for more if I'm selling myself or something. Not like, oh yeah, you get to be the mayor,
Alright, well,
the city council.
I mean, you really want to like question the intelligence of a snake man, how big or small.
you're the one that
scope
didn't even
is.
think they could form words.
Right.
Alright.
Are you saying that in character? Because that is a valid thing to put out there.
Yeah, sure. I'll ask them, like, why not ask for more?
Okay.
Like, what's so special about this specific valley other than it being just a small city in the jungle?
The Snake Temple holds secrets of the halflings from the Green Age.
So I'm assuming you want to bring back the Green Age?
The magic that they used could be ours to command.
And you don't think the vampires would take that from you first?
They will take all of Athos once the suns are gone.
Like,
They plan on getting rid of the suns?
Want to make an eternal.
The Sky Serpent.
Pardon me, this is really hurting my voice.
You have to do
You,
it if
you
don't
can
want
adjust
to.
the voice if need.
Yeah.
The Sky Serpent was brought to our world to repair it. He was corrupted, twisted. He now wants to consume the energy from our sun and take it back for himself. If the Sky Serpent is resurrected, he will plunge Athos into an eternal night.
Then why do you keep the egg and not the vampires?
The egg is the new Sky Serpent. If hatched, it will bring us more power.
So why have the vampires not tried to take it from you?
They are not interested in a new Sky Serpent. They want the resurrection of the old one. The new one will not be powerful enough to consume the sun.
Right, but it could be powerful enough to hinder their efforts until they get their serpent back.
Your assumptions are meaningless to me.
Did he say that the original one was corrupted and then that's why they had to kill it?
He said it was corrupted.
Before it died, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Gotcha.
Why? Okay.
Yes.
This is all very in character of Ryan.
Why did you side with the vampires instead of just...
They are numerous, powerful. We do not have the forces to completely wipe them out.
Then why do
Can-
they
can-
need you?
Can the Yuan-Ti get turned into vampires?
Yes,
Then why do the vampires need you?
Yeah.
the vampires need us to
Damn
control the valley and perform the ritual. Only the seer, the priestess, can resurrect the serpent.
John, I'm gonna deception, and I'm not great at it, but I want to try.
Okay, go for it.
A nat 16 for a 20.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him a story.
Okay, what story are you telling him?
Alright. Well,
Let's settle in.
alright, let's hear it.
And Micah's gonna go to the bathroom.
There was once a great emperor, long ago, who before he was going to die, commanded that his people erect him a burial chamber pyramid, right?
Okay.
You're doing Bender.
No. His people did not like him and weren't willing to do this, so he enslaved them and forced them to make this tomb. But once he had died and was buried in this tomb, his orders were to slaughter all of those that he had enslaved. Do you not think the vampires, once they have used you to perform the ritual, just discard you like a broken tool?
Okay, you get a 20 in deception.
That wasn't like exactly a lie or a deception. It was kind
I was
of
creating a story.
It was a parable.
yeah.
He
Is it
kind of
like
he
performance?
considers it and he says, "We
are but small.
Okay, hold on.
We are but a small bit in a wider world. The vampires say they wish to conquer the sands to the east, to bring the Sorcerer King's power under their control. We will not be needed, but we will not be executed as well. Their true prize is elsewhere.
I'm just confused.
That was gonna come in.
I was once a
The two
slave,
accents.
and I will never let those
Hack him in,
shackles
hack
bind
him.
me.
Where are all the halfling slaves being kept?
They are digging out the chambers of your pitiful people. We have turned many of them into undead servants.
And where is this chamber?
Temple of the Sky Serpent. The ziggurat in the middle of this grand valley.
Oh, so M there.
Oh,
Soon, your descendant will be found. The blood that we take has been being sampled upon the altar to see if it reacts. Soon we will find this descendant and we will awaken our god.
is there any doubt to this resurrecting of the serpent? Is there any doubt that this is actually a true thing?
Yeah,
I
you're
think-
talking religious faith.
I think they're fairly set in their beliefs.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'd be
I
like,
can see-
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
What
I am a true.
He'll just say, "I'm a true believer."
what is this ritual, and what do you need to perform it?
The blood of the descendant is all I know of this ritual. But I know that it involves putting the
What am I? Okay, what?
Left.
spilling the blood upon the altar of the Sky Serpent is what will resurrect the seal, break the seals and resurrect the Sky Serpent.
Why is it the Yuan Ti can do it and not the vampires?
Done during the day.
He doesn't know.
The
Only the seer can do it.
Yeah.
They're
So-
manipulating
must open
the
the gates.
Yanti's faith to their advantage.
Or
The
I'm assuming,
Yanti are probably the strongest presence here, other than themselves. So
or I guess it'll kill whoever's doing the ritual.
using them as daywalkers just makes them the most ideal faction.
Just joke around.
Don't try to poke too many holes in my fucking story, guys.
That's our main goal.
Always joke around that one. That's Sapphire. Remember that she's a skinwalker.
She's a skinwalker.
curse of the Skinwalker.
Okay.
How many of you guard the egg?
Only the high priests.
Or not high priests. What are they? Oh, Templars.
Only the Templars are allowed to guard the egg that lies upon the palace in the lily garden in the purified waters.
How many?
More than a few.
Like an hour ago.
Jesse.
More than a dozen?
Some might say less.
He's trying very hard.
That's why I'm twisting it around to try and.
Here's the truth. This sucks.
I know it's Clint McElroy would be proud right
How long is the duration of
10
Zen
minutes.
10 minutes. Okay.
now. I looked it up earlier. I was
I'll see you're approaching your end of the spell. You can see the aura kind of deadening, like the opacity going down.
It's like flickering.
Yeah.
Besides daylight, what else do the vampires fear? Surely you know.
The magics of the bullywugs. Their holy
They're feeling-
water magic. They hate it. It burns them.
Best way to cook a yuan tea.
Deep fry.
Spitfire.
Probably what he said.
And I'll say that the spell is broken. It's like, then now that he kind of knows whatever is gone from him, he's like,
The anti-priestess will eat your hearts. She will put your skulls upon the throne that we sit upon, and you will beg for mercy as she flays your skin from your bones.
I might gag him.
Thank you.
I said we hold on to these guys. There's no hurry to let them go.
Why? Why?
There's no advantage in keeping them alive.
I mean, have you ever had
Pet Snake
No.
Man.
Have you ever had
Slaves?
What's the veal? Have you ever had veal?
No.
Say,
Tortured-
Snape
out of
was
character,
probably hungry
tortured
already.
baby.
No. Out of character in front of them. Have you ever had veal? They basically or what's the beef where they
They
put the
kill
cow-
baby cows.
no, they
Yeah.
put the cow in a cage and
Oh
then just
god,
fucking keep it there immobile until it's fat enough.
that's
to eat it.
Wendy's. That's why the patties are square.
Yeah.
Rune takes one of the vampire swords and buries it in the chest of the one that you tied up.
Hey.
I mean, if she didn't, I was gonna.
Says,
Well, there's one more.
I was playing mind games with them.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
So, I'm still really loving the idea of pitting these two against each other, but the Bullywogs definitely have a convincing argument to focus attention on them.
I'm gonna pull out something you don't see very often, but I do have it. My my +2 steel scimitar that I have. I'm just slit the throat of the other one.
okay, you do that.
Thanks for your service.
Alright. Now, we put the other sword in the other one and just gag him out.
When John was
She'll like get blood on the other sword, and he just like flashes red because that one's fucking evil blood sword.
Right.
And yeah, you guys are able to make it look like these dudes like were running from something, and like the swords got like left behind.
Ooh, even better. We should stage them.
Yeah, that's
That's
Like
exactly
no, I
what-
mean like
How do you wanna-
crucify him? Like as a symbol, not just like some random murder. Like it's the vampires are sending a message now.
Okay, if you want to do that, go ahead. I'll say go ahead and make a performance or a deception, whatever skill you want to try to
11.
use. 11. Okay.
11.
When the vampires or whatever eventually see this, okay, they make of it what they will. Okay, but
Head down.
guys, set the bodies up however you want to set it up in this neutral area. Or do you want to put it closer to like the vampire or closer to the Yanti?
Should
Or
put it in the county.
I'd say, like,
On the
yeah,
border.
like, kind of where they meet
okay,
on the border.
it's like right down. So yeah, you guys are able to
like
kind of
there was a
drag.
border conflict and they just decided to go eat
Okay.
shit out of them instead.
Well, part one of our plan is already set. Let's. We're already halfway across. Do we want to try to get to the Bullywug zone?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Are we gonna have to cut all the way north to get to kind of Because otherwise we have to go through the rest of the Yuan T area, right?
You're either going to have to face Yanti patrols in the vampire area or whatever wild creatures might be in the No Man's Land.
Oh, that's right.
If you get an encounter.
Right.
Well, since we're trying to hide ourselves from the intelligent faction, so to speak, I'm thinking the neutral territory will be a little bit
Just head north and then
quieter,
cut
so to
across.
speak.
Okay. Everybody give me that average. We're going to take that average of a stealth check.
Ooh.
22.
2,
18.
18,
7.
7,
15.
Wow.
15.
29.
Average. Someone's got to be on the low end.
We accept all
15.
kinds at Ashen Wagon. Everybody.
Is that an average of an 18? Not bad.
So when John was like questioning when's the end of Zone of Truth, like Brock says, "You bastards are asking too many questions."
Okay. You guys are able to make it to the swamp, or the marshlands, right here. There was a couple of close encounters with a few more of the large psychic spiders, but you were able to evade their sight or their senses.
Miner's like, what?
Right? Passing up
you-
spiders. Goddamn.
As you approach into the neutral area of the marshlands, you can see that this area has more or less. You ever see that area? This is gonna be a little bit like a Wassa reference. You guys ever been like to Hopkins Lake and see like the lake trail? It's like those reeds that go up like super high. This is essentially that, but it's
Tails.
there's like one path that goes kind of like mostly east, and one that kind of goes like to the southeast.
You said one that goes east and one goes southeast?
Yeah, where the trail breaks.
like where the dots are there.
Yes.
Do we want to stay to the east, the one that kind of stays a little further away from the vampire territory, just to keep us a little clear of that?
Well, and it would make sense that they would probably go not right through the center of it.
Would my Outlander background help with this at all? Good with geography, can find food and water if it's available.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I would like to know what would probably be the stealthier path to take.
Probably toward the lake.
Okay.
Like the direct path to the village is probably well guarded. You'd think so. Probably like circumnavigating the lake.
I'll present that. Do we want to go in diplomatically, or do we kind of want to sneak in and observe what the bullywugs are like?
Actually, I guess decide that. I'm gonna use a bathroom.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, everybody, so we get a little refreshed here for arguably the second half of this meeting tonight. So we'll be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. We don't want
It's
the
been a while since I left.
we don't want the roll 20 version of this tonight.
Whoo!
Whoo! Whoo! Oh wait! I will never forget the owlbear scream when. Yeah. Oh, I cracked up.
What was that from?
You know what?
Okay, what's from that? Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what point in time that was.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because even if I'm not in it, I would very much like for you to revisit that
Yes,
with
well,
people
yeah.
who have not.
We'll have to. You know what? If it's not like age, whatever, we'll have to do it on a stream.
Yeah. Oh
That'd
no,
be
for
fun.
sure.
That'd
I
be
don't
fun.
care. My channel's not rated for children
Hell yeah!
anyway. So.
Hell yeah! Y'all are in for a treat.
Alright, yeah, dude,
What?
for sure. Oh no, you
No, I'm not gonna
gotta
ruin it.
find out. You'll love
Yeah.
it. You'll love it.
You'll love it.
It's just a standalone one shot. That's
One
what
shot.
I'm talking about.
Lamentations of
We
the Flame
did it
Princess.
one time, but
Gotcha.
I would
Alright.
absolutely just produce and sit in for that because that would be so entertaining to watch again.
Okay.
We still want
Anyway,
more of
yes.
that, though. But anyway.
So, all right. You guys make your way down like through the reeds and the tall grass. The silence is kind of like taken from the city, like the dead silence of just those barren streets. Crickets, frogs, wildlife of all kinds, like just life exists out on this side of the valley. As you work your way closer to the lake, you see another split off that leads up to a hillock. You can see about 40 to 50 yards away a large circular rim of sharpened logs and two gangly frog-like guards, stone spears, or like wood spears with stone tips, large shields made of reeds and sort of like reinforced like slats of wood, kind of protruding on one arm, and giant bulbous eyes looking out in front forward. A large settlement kind of on this hill that overlooks the lake. You see a trail kind of going down to the lake, crude boats made out of halves of logs, and then of course as you look back into the lake, it's still that crystal blue clear. You can see all the way to the bottom, and you see the massive stone corpse of this giant, 200-foot long serpent, just like fossilized almost at the bottom of the lake. You see a few bullywugs swimming on the surface, catching fish, spearing their spears on the crude boats, some diving in to grab, using their tongues to grab their fish. You also see a few what look like priests at the waterside, kind of looking over things. Every once in a while, like glancing, kind of I won't say frightfully, but cautiously at the city to the west.
John, I know what'll immediately endear them to me.
Hmm.
Just walk up and go, "Hi, I'm Peyton. I'm looking for my dad."
Another Dungeons and Daddies joke for you guys out there. I don't know about you. No, I can't. I don't know how to do his voice.
I
It's very-
can't remember the dad's name
Peyton,
either.
that's you have to talk where like under the mouth kind of.
Making it bounce back and forth.
But you guys are unseen as of yet. What to do?
Well, boys, how do we appeal to the bullywog? Join our cause.
Insert.
Only we have.
Eggs aren't bugs.
Booze ain't food.
didn't I say I wanted that plane?
I mean, you can
You
do
wanted
it.
to make a fake one.
Hmm? Yeah, no, I'm saying I wanted to make a fake one to leave there while we absconded the real one and brought it to the bullywugs.
We know there's less than a
If they
dozen
figured out
guarding.
it was a fake, where do you think they would have gone? The bullywugs anyway.
Why would they assume the bullywugs have it?
Right.
Took it from.
But that's still not answering the question of how do we approach the situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, just
Right.
You're thinking both in the past and in the future. We need in the now. Called the present because
Wow.
I've never hated anyone more than I do you right
you love me. Shut the fuck up.
When a pun isn't the worst thing said.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how do we approach the Gith? We just kind of.
I approached.
That's true. You did. Well, you're the one with the water connection.
All my devilish.
I mean, we don't have it now.
And
You
my
also worship a
devilish
water god.
charisma.
You have something in common.
Interesting.
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 It strikes
No.
me
You
that we could
baka.
talk to these frog people.
These frog people and I have a lot in common. We both like big titty goth girlfriends. Curious.
And water.
Well, we can always approach them as we do any other situation as mercenaries. We can get your egg for you,
Murder?
but we just need.
Is it their egg?
They had it.
They recovered it.
Okay. I was just trying to remember.
They value it at all, and all we would want in return is maybe I guess I'm not the negotiator, but what would they want in exchange for either an alliance or maybe at least some holy water to help us out?
Well, you could ask them.
I think they might have holy water covered themselves.
I say we just
So
go
you
up
give
to
it to
them and
us.
talk to them. I think we're overthinking this as we always do.
Yeah, I'll
We should just
up.
go up and
I do not
That's all
disagree. Yeah,
Right.
we don't know.
Or Jesse
We don't even know if
Kinda
they're really
walk through the
hostile to
reeds.
someone like us.
pushes, you kind of push your way to the side of the lake.
I'm gonna give you advantage on charisma checks, just to be sure.
The Bullywug priest kind of takes notice of you. Children, get out of the water! There's a stranger man! And he raises up his holy symbol and starts to cast a spell at you.
Stranger, you will leave this place immediately.
I'll say, I've only come to talk.
Give me some kind of diplomacy.
Persuasion.
Persuasion, yes.
Eagle Splendor, it was called.
28.
Knock off boot.
He doesn't lower his hand.
He said, fine. Strange one, let us talk.
He takes such big hits during dramatic segments.
Trying to be quiet. I'll put it away.
trying to feel the scene, man.
Trying to get more immersed, John.
I'm done.
It's all good. He doesn't lower his hand like that spell he's holding. He said,
Fine then, let us talk. What brings you here?
Well, me and my companions came to this valley. Our halfling friends' village had been raided, and the trail led us here. And it seems, from our observations, we may have a mutual adversary in the Yanti and the vampires.
Do you have any evidence of these claims? Any proof?
Besides the Yanti that I've interrogated and the vampires I've slain.
See no such creatures at your feet. I see no prisoners in your bondage. What proof do you have?
Oh, don't we have one of the swords still? I'll brandish the weapon.
you walk out just brandishing the sword.
Not to necessarily call you a cash cow on this ability, but can you give him visions from what you've seen of?
Yeah, but I mean, this might prove it.
Okay, that's what that's I mean, may not want to be a cash cow.
Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting. His voice takes it weird.
Let me call my high priest to the beach. Stay here.
Jumps and makes his way, pulls like 3 kids and like one other adult, Bullywug away.
Can they do that thing like those one was run across water? They just like flap their legs out.
Maybe like 1 or 2 can if they practice.
I hope
It's their
that they,
pastime.
Yeah.
that they leapfrog as walking. They don't walk bipedally. They just like.
Like Mario with the frog suit and Super Mario
Yeah.
3.
It's about 10-15 minutes. You see 4 more priests and like another larger bullywug, probably double in size of the other ones. Big, huge maw.
He's a battle toad.
He is a battle toad. Walks out and he's got big like bone battle axe on like slung over his back. He walks out with his kind of entourage of priests. Walks up to the beach, kind of all of you assembled there.
He's the one they said. Dragon.
That's right.
I am Grokum. I am leader of these folk. They say you are killers of the bat folk, the vampires.
I'll introduce myself as Kiliani, High Priest of All Hydra.
All Hydra.
Priest looks.
That sounds like water.
Must be a god of the outsiders.
Very sauce. Very sauce.
The elemental priestess of water.
Oh, our priests worship the spirits of water. We worship the spirits of Athos. Is All Hydra a grand spirit of some kind?
She is a elemental princess who,
Daddy issues. That explains.
well, they're called elemental princes, but she's the only female one. She acknowledges the current state of Athos and how weakened the water spirits are here, and wishes grace this plane with her presence.
Coretta's
Heal
gonna
the
summon.
world.
Coretta's gonna summon her healing spirit, and she'll say, "But the spirits very regularly, and all Hydra has been nothing but a friend to them. Brings life. She brings wrath where it is needed as well."
I would totally murked a water spirit to implant her.
That's true.
The temple,
I might be taking some liberties.
Give
for
me a
you,
deception,
Kiliani.
Jared.
Alright.
so far, I haven't lied.
15, you said
Deception.
deception. 18.
Okay. They kind of all nod. It's like, oh,
Oh, this god of yours must be powerful indeed. But, for the matter at hand,
He has bid my path to come here, so I feel the need to aid the bullywugs as if they were our kin.
what do you bring as our... Like, let me think about this. What boon would you give us humble bullywugs? We are able to defend our borders from these undead abominations with our blessed magic. Our paths to the south to the surface have been taken over by these bat folk. They have even turned some of our kin into their foul spawn. What do you offer us in this time of need?
Well, my forces control the main entrance and exit to the city. And we know that the Yanti hold your egg.
The egg, the egg. You see the egg, and they kind of all whisper amongst each other. What have you heard of the egg? Is it still safe?
We know they keep it well guarded.
By less than 12 Templars.
Well, you offer to return our egg to us.
We could return that egg to you if you could assist us in your holy ways with dealing with the vampires. They hold many of the
They hold many of
halflings enslaved. We would wish to liberate them from becoming pawns of their blood rituals.
You are saying something, small one.
pretty much what he said. They hold some of our people. I kind of motion between me and Rune. as slaves, and they're also seeking one of our people somehow to use blood to resurrect. And I nod toward the lake.
They look at the prophecy. They wish to kill the prophecy. Oh, this is not good at all.
They kind of, you hear them kind of, the priests murmuring to, what did I say this guy's name was?
Like
Gromlocks.
Grommack or something. Grommack.
Gromok. Okay, Gromok sounds good. I'm gonna write that name down. Dungeon Masters, if you come up with a name on the fly, write it down.
Grommack.
Gromok.
Grommack.
Crowbar.
Grobar, no.
No.
Use it or
Because it sounds like a ribbit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Grommack.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go, Gromok. Gromok kind of holds up his hand to quiet his priests.
There was a prophecy about the sky serpent and your folk. We were here back when the halflings still lived. They were benevolent to us. Told us not to leave this valley. They said there were a war was coming. War, Sir King, something of that kind. They said the darkness was coming. Generations of darkness. We lived peacefully in this valley for very long. We followed the ways of the water. We have kept this water clear and clean.
I mean, this is the cleanest water source you've seen in, like, ever. Like, it's like
Since
crystal
we
clear.
started.
What about that water I got on my jug that I pulled from my lake?
I mean, it was,
Pretty clear.
but it's like, this is a whole lake. You have, like, a,
A
like,
significant
yeah.
amount.
He has a cup.
I'm just mean I got it from somewhere.
right.
Could be just a spring, which is a whole lake.
They said if the serpent was to ever awaken again, its corruption would spread. It would take the sun with it. These creatures only move during the night. Makes sense of that.
Now I got that voice. Now I got the voice.
Now it makes sense if they're trying to take the sun. This is no good at all. Well, we might not be much in a fight, but if you have more forces with you,
He takes his axe out.
we might be able to assist you in what way we can.
Ribbit.
It's like the Canadian, the stereotypical Canadian that ends with A and then you just end with.
Now, I do have a small favor to ask of you. Our primary way out of the valley has been taken by these creatures.
He points to the south. There's a
Cave to the south.
You see, both an entrance, like these large pillars that lead up to like a grand door to the side of the cavern that's kind of like been permanently opened. He points to that, and then he points down and to the left, and you see the entrance to F. You guys are finding locations.
He says, our people used to use this as a place to hunt, store food, leave the valley if need be. These creatures have used it as their lair. Lair. They have taken it for their own.
The vampires or something else?
The vampires. There's another creature in the water that even the vampires fear to disturb. The god of the pond. Our people's sworn enemy. The demon that lives in the lake itself. The underground rivers are his domain.
What? Some strange woman laying in ponds distributing swords? Sorry.
What kind of creature is it?
We do not know. He has lived for centuries. Illusionist, powerful creature that uses the way to trick you. Can twist corridors, create pathways where none exist. All leading you to his lair. The waterfall. The way through and out of our valley. Our wards help protect us. We know not to look at the water. We know not to blink when the psychic eye brings its baleful gaze upon us. But I fear these vampires are not so wise. They might swell its numbers, give it more power than it needs. It was here when the serpent fell. If it is stopped or killed, it will be here after we are all dead. I'm not asking you to kill the god of the pond. It is too powerful, I think, even for you. But if you were to clear the caves, We would get our way to circumnavigate this horror out of the hands of the vampires and back into ours.
What are the vampires doing down in your cave?
They use it as a place, another entrance and another exit from the valley. There are 3. Quite a tower to the far west that you have apparently liberated from the psychic spiders.
Yes, we do.
He points to the north.
To the north, there is a system of vines.
All right, buddy.
Up in the back of your throat.
I'm gonna give him some water. Keep going. Man.
Thick, grand vines, tall and strong as timbers of many trees, grow up the side. Another way out to the valley are the underground passageways, which are most secure, most reliable. I'll ask as you to clear this den of evil. Give our people back our way to escape this valley unharmed. We will assist you in any way we can.
And where is this waterfall?
Grand entrance. Halflings were able to build it relatively easily.
Is that what C is?
Yes, C
Okay,
is
yeah,
the
so
main
the-
entrance of the
Okay,
city.
that's the double doors he originally started to point to and then turned. Okay, so that's in the water from what the cavern's separate from.
Yep.
Near, but
Nearby. You can see the natural cavern to the left. But with that, he says, "Our people are strong, yes, against these creatures, but we fear that this god of the pond will aid them in some way."
He thinks it'll aid them. So this
I
is
fear.
this is a threat that an immediate response, not something too later.
Either avoid it. Think yourself strong enough. Slay it.
What are your relations with the E20
They
before
are.
the vampires came?
They took our god's egg. The egg is not corrupted like the sky serpent was. Sky serpent was twisted by something when it came into our world. We're not sure what happened. We saw a shimmering gate of pure green and purple. It came from land of verdant forests. Land probably of some fair folk. Came here to cleanse and to restore, but somebody twisted it and drove it mad. The egg is pure, not corrupted by whatever corrupted the other sky serpent. Chance for it to actually cleanse this world. Do its tasks it was sent to do. I know if the Yuan-Ti have it, they're going to corrupt it with their evil ways. We'll have another sky serpent on our hands.
So it still is important that the egg is retrieved.
Could be a valuable ally. It grew and was safe with our protection and our rituals. Here the Yuan-Ti do not know our kind of magic, our ways. Whatever they're doing to it is probably either corrupting it or just killing it slowly. Years. We knew that the egg would take a long time to hatch. That is our proposal.
so that waterfall or pond creature sounds like it sounds like it converts things to its side. What you're saying? Okay.
Chains.
Have I ever heard of anything like this?
Yeah, nature check.
If the egg would be.
Sounds like a psychic.
Something with mull over.
That is an interesting question.
More of a
23.
long-term thing. to think
23.
about.
Should we ask the boy one? Should we ask?
A creature of psychic power that lives in water and enslaves things.
People.
It sounds like a creature that used to like live in the old Athos, like in the ancient times, like when there was actually water and oceans. A creature called an aboleth. They were psionic creatures that would form communities of other types of organisms by psychically dominating them. and turning them into like underwater servants. They had the capability of even mutating humanoids to be like subaquatic creatures to
Mermaids.
form servants out of them. They were hunted to extinction a long time ago, but apparently not extinct enough. Because this creature sounds a lot like one.
How big would I know how big they usually were?
Aboleths could grow to in game a huge size. So 20 feet.
Yeah.
You also know that they are most likely resistant to a lot of psychic powers and psychic damage, because they are powerful in the way.
Right.
So if you voluntarily sided with one, you'd be an abolitionist.
Yes.
Kind of awkward.
Whatever you just said, yes.
Like abolitionist.
Yeah.
Abolitionist.
Like I said, I'm not asking you to kill this creature. He is far too powerful. I'm asking you to simply slay the vampires that have taken our paths next to this creature, to circumnavigate.
Side thought. How do you feel about the Gith?
We have little to no relations with them. Our people we coexisted for a while, traded water for some of their supplies, their hunting. Make good spears. They make good weaponry.
I believe that we're on friendly terms with them right now. How would you feel if some came here as refugees for the moment to add their strength to yours, perhaps?
Entirely up to their chieftain, but we are willing. There's some room.
That'd be very fortuitous. Kind of look back to the group, maybe consider doing that after a more immediate task.
Not sure why they would come over here.
Well, to combine strength for one and for two, water.
Water underneath the ground.
They have a natural. They have that
No,
under
that's
a
true.
river.
But there could be game stuff over
And
here.
didn't they say that they were not gonna fight the vampires?
Yeah, they were very like, we'll back up if we need to, but we'll be like a rear guard. But they're they're not really down with fighting those vampires.
The Yanti were a different story, but
Yeah, the Yanti they'll fight all day.
But in any event, just strength in general. But either way, to me,
There was an interesting question posed in private over here. I don't know if you'd know. Could a tree of life seed help influence that egg in a good way?
I don't know these trees of life. The egg itself is alien to us. Came from another world. Same as the sky serpent. But it's infused with the same life force that we wield. Our healing magics from the spring source of the water. Made it, I suppose.
Possibly down the road, maybe.
But important, right? Accept our offer. Plea for aid.
I don't see much.
scratch their back, scratch ours.
We have an accord.
Shakes it with his big
we
flipper.
have an
We'll deal with your
Like boss
Cave.
dance.
deal with your cave, and together we'll reef your egg and drive out this scourge.
We appreciate any aid you might give us. With that, we're going to stay at our fort for now. Okay, yeah. Pulls back, his priests pull back. They bow. Good luck to you.
Any magical boons you could possibly give us to help us?
Let me pull out my Bullywug spellbook. Boy. Bully.
That's what they say is their cat. What they have to do, I can't taste. Oh.
Nothing that would really last more than 10 minutes.
Right. So we got quite a truck down there.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt to ask.
With that, they kind of withdraw. And kind of looks up and says, "I'm down to help you guys with this, or I can fly back. You need me to kind of relay what's going to go on to our forces in the tower."
Yeah, update them once. Tell her to find Eric.
Okay. Well, I will get you guys later. And she, like a little whistle, and then like Stinger lands. She climbs on a back.
From the below exit.
It's like a helicopter. Like the reeds kind of go out as the big wings fly up, and she.
Yeah, I'd probably just tell it too, like, if it's a quick trip, you can always come back and see if you can find us, you know.
Okay.
Oh, Derek and Lenny.
Okay.
I forgot she's still alive.
Yes. She flies kind of along the neutral zone, and yeah, goes away.
I like to think it's like one of the lost from Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. As you guys are kind of standing next to the lake, you can see some of the fishermen are coming back out now that they know you're not here to kill them, and kind of resuming their catching.
Snafu's just like,
I mean,
That's like the rarest fucking it'd be like Kobe beef.
yeah.
It'd be like a whatever fish.
It'd be like whitefish.
But yeah, you guys see the path forward along the reeds, and your way is given to you.
Do I sense that this lake, the entire lake, is like holy water, or?
You have detect magic, Arcana.
I think I do. I have her.
still can't help but get that STP song from their first album in my head. Holy water.
Could I perform the ritual and kind of have a feel for it that way, maybe?
You've already performed the ritual once
from
today.
Velvet Revolver.
You made that
Right.
guess.
No,
we didn't have a
STP
long
core.
rest, you're right.
The first album. I think the song's called.
Yeah, I can't say that.
I guess maybe they just. Because, yeah, that one.
If you mean Arcana test, I can tell
Okay.
you something at least.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
No.
13.
Yeah, I think it's.
You kind of, I'll say you kind of fall into a trance for a second while the rest of the party's kind of like walking off.
Oh, no, he
to
does
whatever.
He says, like, holy
And
water.
you do what you do when you kind of concentrate when you want to commune with the spirits. And you do see under the water, like these blue,
one big
sort of
song
like
that
wispy
they did.
lights, like almost will-o-wisp, like all swimming like in schools of fish. And you see a large central kind of jellyfish-looking spirit at the bottom of this lake, as its sort of protector. And you do recognize that there is not a giant, like not the strength of like the one you met the one aspect of Earth,
Yeah.
like that large spirit. It's not that grand, but it is a grand spirit. Like it is a protector spirit that is still alive in this lake. So it is
it's
most likely because you remember like
it says here comes.
What's the
water,
name of your
comes
dude, the
wash
cla-
away
the
the
crab
sins of
hand?
You and I. This time you'll see like holy water.
Gar.
Gar.
Yeah.
Gar.
Burns you only
You remember when
faster
Gar said we
than
worship the
right.
spirits of the lake, but they were dying. You kind of imagine this is kind of what they were probably worshiping like at the last lake, like beyond the grasslands to the north. But this is actually a thriving lake spirit. So
Is there a way that I could reach out to it with an inviting spirit of my own, as if to say, like, I'm also of Athos. Can you lend us your aid?
you could do it like an appeal if you want. It'd be
Yeah.
like a diplomacy
Yeah.
or a persuasion.
Persuasion? Okay. I'm going to cast enhance ability. What kind of roll would you said?
Charisma.
Persuasion. So that'd be a charisma. So yeah, I'd like to boost my charisma. Imagine that. Rolled a 3 and a 14. That's way better. Okay. Persuade. 14. 17.
17. You hear a sort of like a rain like voice, kind of like a rumble of thunder, like in your head. Our waters here are clean and deep and clear. If you tread upon waters where the betrayer has dwelt, I will grant you protection. And he kind of unlocks this. You feel like kind of one of the water spirits kind of enter you, and as sort of like a spider cake ability, for once you use it, it's a consumable. You'll have the blessing of water. It'll give you water walk for 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll express upon it a gratitude, like thank you very much. We seek to expel the influence of death in the area. Your aid is appreciated. And then I'll kind of snap out of it and catch up with the rest.
Okay.
Cut off or no?
Anybody who looks at Pyretta now notices she has like one like sky blue eye. Regular eye. Anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
Yeah, like top off a canteen.
Sure.
Yeah. I imagine we're just making our way down towards there, right?
Okay. You guys make your way down toward the cave. You do notice that grand entrance does like a big grand staircase up to the side of the mountain. It has been sort of festooned with corpses of various creatures and various kinds, like tied, almost like crucified, off like to the giant pillars that like led up to this grand entrance. It's obvious that the vampires have taken over this area as well. A little bit, because their patrols will go through here to get out of the valley mostly. But you do notice that that's not like, well, it's not guarded at all. It's just, this is, like, it goes into the side of the mountain, but there's no guards posted, nothing. But you get there, notice like that side path that goes off to the side, and on the ground level, you see a large cave mouth opening, like reeds kind of in front of it, and no lights. Just this dark, dank hole that goes into the side of the cave, the side of the cavern.
Question: as we kind of, I don't know how close we would be as we pass that one avenue, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where we set up the little crucified Yuanti?
Like right here?
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
we see from way down there, like, see if there's any activity or something going on? No, it's, I mean, it's waves, but it's just kind of a
Overall, the
Curious.
building.
I'll say nothing right now during the day.
okay.
But you guys walk toward this cave mouth entrance. Slight whistling of the wind through the dark expanse that lies forward. Definite chill kind of in the air. And you, Micah, do sense like a presence close. Like a psychic presence. Not actively looking for you, but it's almost like walking into like a room where the degrees, it's an obvious degree difference in temperature. It's like that for you. You notice like, whoa, okay, no, there is definitely something. It's not actively looking for you or at you, but you are in a psychic kind of control
He's
zone.
kind of skirting by.
Yeah. And as you guys walk kind of toward the cave entrance, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight, right there. You guys walking up into the Bullywug Cavern, the way to circumnavigate to the thing in the pond. We'll enter in next week. So, I'll give you guys another 5 for tonight. Chipping away at those XP. I'll give you guys all an inspiration too. That was a good interrogation, good planning. You know, kind of by the seat of your pants, but it worked. So I want to reward
Very American.
prompt and snappy action. So,
As
All right.
opposed
Well,
to the planning early in the session.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't have a lot of. I mean, we did have a nice little. That went pretty smooth, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That could have really turned
Yeah.
south quick, but we got what we need. And
I was
moved
I was
out.
honestly afraid your Hunger of Hadar was gonna just alarm them all to something going on, but it worked
Oh,
out.
it did, but the whole point was that it would be total darkness, and they would.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was
Cause
to-
confusion.
Yeah, I didn't realize it caused total darkness when you cast it. I was just like, oh shit, he's
That's
Blow
sort of
this
what I
up,
was
but-
hoping to achieve with the outward blowing coldness, to discourage them from trying to go out, just lock down and. But it's opaque too, so.
yeah.
So if
But
I
anyway.
understood this encounter that we have here,
okay.
the god of the pond isn't supposed to be in this cave. He's supposed to be in sea.
He's in C, yes. There's a waterfall entrance in C.
No,
He's-
Mike is asking is
No, what I'm asking
Is he
is
supposed
now
to be
we're
in
going to be in
the sea?
F.
You're going to go to F. F is the bullywug's way to
Right.
circumnavigate that pond and get out of the area.
Right. But if it's reaching all the way over here, though, that's what I'm saying. I just want to understand the undertaking I have to make here.
You think that it's not going to be like, I can't use psychic abilities here, or like I'm going to be like under some sort of like baleful eye. You sense that there is another presence, powerful presence in this area.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, if this is another way to leave the valley.
You're not trapped in the gravity well of a massive planet, but you can feel it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our session for tonight then.
All right.
Can we all play next week at all? Because I have next weekend off, so
Yeah,
I want to
I
make
should.
sure.
As far as I know.
I don't think I've got anything.
Yeah, and October's a little dicey here and there, but yeah, I'm pretty cool.
At
for
worst,
next week.
if I have to work again, I'll still be out early enough anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll just plan on next weekend then.
Okay.
Then we'll do the
So-
2 weeks.
cave encounter.
First time in forever.
So yeah, unless something comes up, we should be back here next week around the same time, give or take, and continue our adventure. John, do you have an outline?
Yeah, we'll keep a wagon on for you, man.
We'll keep the wagon on for you. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.